Cordova creator of the Leicester equaliser. El Khanous, how much room does he have here? El Khanous going for goal, and he finds it as well. What a turnaround here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
4 minutes, Leicester have soaked up so much pressure. Fatawi jinking feet to get beyond his man, and the header from Jamie Vardy makes it 2.
Wood should score. Wood Cannocott. Yes! Yes! Anthony Cannocott has done it.
Tielemans lining one up. What a goal! What a brilliant goal by Youri Tielemans! And the Leicester City fans go absolutely potty.
In behind Damian Vardy. It's 11. It's heaven for Jamie Vardy. Hold the back page. Hold the front page. A Leicester player has smashed the record.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Blue Tinted Glasses for the final Watchalong, the final match day live of a long and horrible season. We've sat here on stream many of weeks for the last few months watching a pile of shit, and I've got a feeling we're going to be served one today, but we'll see. It could be good. Make sure to hit the like button, everybody. Make sure to hit subscribe. And Nil, how are you doing, my friend?
Nice day outside, isn't it? I don't know about you. At the start of the season, I thought this one might be a bit of a nerve wracker, but it's not nervous at all, but for all the wrong reasons.
100%. I totally agree, mate. Yeah. We looked at it as, we could win that one to try and stay up. No, not at all. Doc, still repping the Copenhagen shirt, mate. What's going on?
Yeah.
How are you?
Put up the Leicester shirt in the back. I am absolutely shitting myself, right? We'll have a fun talk, Leicester, but on my second screen, Copenhagen at the same time will be playing for the title. If they win today, Copenhagen, they are champions of Denmark. They missed out on it last year, so massive day. And I mean, yeah, so the two clubs I love playing at the same time will make the most of it. And I'm drinking beer for the first time on a live today because I finally remembered to stock up on some lovely Danish Tuborg Classic. If you come to Denmark, try it. It is one of my favorite beers.
I thought Tuborg was Turkish because I always drink it when I'm in
No,
Turkey.
it's actually Carlsberg who owns it. Carlsberg owns Tuborg
Okay.
in Denmark, at least, and produces both of them, which is weird
There
because
we
they have a
go.
rival. But
Nice. Luke, what's going on, mate? How are you, my friend? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, what is this lineup? It's disgusting, yeah? Like when I first went on I went on the Facebook page and like I know this doesn't mean anything, you guys have put it the right way, but they put Christiansen, the way they put it towards the strikers made me think, are they going to play Christiansen as a left winger? I doubt it, but they might.
they want him to score.
That's
They're
so-
doing it for me.
What's going on? It's so defensive. I think they very well could be. You got FaZe, Cody's your two centre backs, and you got Thomas, Christiansen, and Justin. I don't know. Let's get into it. Disgusting. No, Ndidi and no El Khanous.
Just
we've
before
got,
we start on the negativity, can I quickly say this though? I think the bench is the sexiest I've seen all season. That sounds wrong because all the kids are on it, and I am
We're all
really,
going to jail.
I'm really
What do you
excited.
mean?
Hopefully, see a fives change in the break with Semi Braybrook, Badia Luco,
Yeah, but
Golding, Monga, and Evans all coming on, right? Because that's the only thing that can save this lineup. It's absolutely dog shit. There is one good thing about it, and that's the mighty man down there, number 16.
Oh, shut up! Right,
And the final time.
right. We can't hear you. You're on mute. I've muted you. Well, let's get into it. There's a couple of comments here. LCFC Root says, Doc, your favorite terrorist is on the pitch, outing himself 5 minutes in. Yeah, 100%. And there was one more comment here, which I wanted to bring up. Let me find it. Where is it? The Danish terrorist is starting. But don't worry.
Is that Andreas or Victor Christensen? You could make an argument for both.
Well, someone sent a photo in, Doc. Kate has sent this photo. Look, she's at the ground. There you go.
Hey, that's
yeah.
Kate. What a
Yeah,
lovely
Kate's
we all love
just been removed from the group chat.
I will say
there we
this
go.
as well. My Vardy jersey is on its way. It's currently in Tamworth. So it took 8 days and £25 for shipping. But my Jamie Vardy jersey is on its way. I'm very excited.
It's in
to get it.
Tamworth.
Yeah, apparently.
It's essentially 10 miles down the road from us. 20
I
miles from
genuinely
Leicester.
considered when I saw the price of shipping to call you, Lux, and say, can I order it to your house? And then you send it to me. But it's on its way. And I will wear it when it comes. Don't worry. So you won't be seeing me in this.
Party with a
Right.
Chelsea badge on the front.
Right, Anil, let's get into it, mate. There is the team news for the last time this season on the right-hand side, Anil. There is three changes. Christensen, Skip, and Daka. They're the three in. What do you think to the team news, mate?
Am I wrong in saying this is the worst lineup we've had all season? And that is really saying something. There isn't a single... Is there even one player? Maybe Stolarczyk. Is there one? Maybe Justin. Is there one player in that lineup that like you're excited to see or happy to see playing?
Cooper could have something worse. I think he might have at the beginning of the season.
No, this is the worst.
This is the worst by far, yeah. And there's no Vardy, no Bilal, no...
Yeah, that's right.
And you know what I think is stupid? He's such a coward, Van Nistelrooy. Where's Monga? If you're going to put a lineup like that on, give Monga his start, for Christ's sake, or Evans. So they will come on, but oh my God. And just quickly, I want to say, I know people are saying, oh, it's personal reasons or they're unwell, mate. Their personal reason is they've got a move lined up. Let's face it. They don't want to get injured.
That's the worrying thing.
I don't blame them that, but what a sucky lineup. Horrible.
Yeah.
Go on, Luke.
Let's hear the rant.
It's well, yeah. If you want to hear a rant, definitely old ass pensioner starting 11. But I actually want something I want to ask all of you guys that I think we all need to keep an eye out for, and I want to get this mentioned now before no matter how the game goes. Last time we got relegated, it was a very creepy vibe. I felt like if you were there, it would have been like attending a wake. Like the last time the players they all looked at each other, they know they shouldn't have been relegated. The quality was there, but it was disgusting. But it was very evident that like 80% of them were not going to be there again. I really want to read the room and the body language at the end of this game, win or lose, because I really want to see the vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have close attention to that because I think we're going to get gutted, and I want to see how much players actually fucking care. We kind of already have the answer to that, unfortunately, after the dross I've just watched.
Doc, what do you make? Ndidi, who we know is pretty much out the door because he's got a 9 million release clause. Bilal El Khanous, we think, is pretty much out the door because he's just too good for the Championship. So it's, as Emil said, it's quite telling that they're not here today for personal reasons and illness. Yeah, whatever.
I think El Khanous wasn't personal; it was family reasons. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I really hope that's true.
Yeah, his family are looking for fucking apartments around London.
I would hate to see the last game from him. Like, I would hate to not get a proper goodbye to him because we weren't prepared to say goodbye last week, right? I think going through the lineup, well, I'm happy that Stolarczyk is starting. Obviously, I have to be happy for Christiansen, even though I think it's wrong because he doesn't have a future with the club anymore. And did you hear what I said? He doesn't have a future with the club anymore. But of course, I'm happy seeing my golden boy play. And and I'm happy. And I will say this: I'm happy to see Skip play because we have to get something out of him. I'm not excited for it, but I'm happy to see him get the minutes because we need something from him. And I mean, McAteer maybe because he scored his first Premier League goal and he's one of our own who, you know, I do kind of like. He always fights hard. But I'm grasping at straws. I'm grasping at maybe not straws, maybe piles of shit. But it is what it is. This is the worst lineup. Yeah, I do agree. The more I look into it, Christiansen wouldn't have a future at any club. That's the reason he's been linked to other Premier League teams, by the way. So have at it, Felix. With your Thomas is a good player opinion. You're wrong.
Yeah, well, let me, Anil. I mean, you mentioned it, you touched on it, so you know, see if you want to, if there's anything else you want to say about it. But you know, he is a coward. He's a fucking coward.
For sure.
Because what excuse, Anil, is there? Right, Vardy's gone. He's always a nailed on starter, and he's not playing. So there's one space. El Khanous out the team. There's another space. You've got an OAP on the wing. There's another space. So 3 potential spaces there for a Monga Evans and no start. I mean, what? I keep seeing shit on Twitter and it. Oh, he's got his GCSEs. What's that got to do with anything?
He's at the game. He's at the game. Was he sitting on the bench with his maths book out going, oh, I can't come on yet because I've got to solve this simultaneous equation. No. He is a coward. Ruud van Pussy. I tell you what, Lux, I've got my turtleneck down here. I'm ready to just cut it up as soon as
you're going to burn it live on stream?
But yeah, that's the whole point. That is.
He's saving that for tomorrow when he's sacked. He's saving that for tomorrow.
Well, I think that's inevitable. But yeah, I agree with you, Lux. I think it's outrageous that even in the last game, like this lineup says we're going to lose. Fine, we're going to lose. Right? If we're going to lose, you might as well lose with some of our players that are excited and give them 90 minutes.
For sure.
What a coward.
What about we've got the fact that we've got Ayew and Daka and they're both in the starting 11 of no striker to sub for him. So that means that my eyes are going to be subjected to 90 minutes of Pats and fucking Daka. That's what scares me. But what's even more frustrating is, let's be real here, guys. Wout Faes and Samari are both definitely nailed on not going to be here next season. Why persist and fuck around and playing them when you've got Kyler Bacoli sitting on the bench, who I want to be playing for us next to Ben Nelson in the Championship if we're lucky next season? Quote, if we're lucky. if he doesn't piss off as well. It's ridiculous. Like, if I'm Caleb McCauley and I'm being mugged off by a cuckold fucking Dutch bloke with a stupid turtleneck, then of course I'm going to want to get him moving. I'm on the phone to my agent right now.
Yeah. Let's talk about this, guys. Let me come to you first, Anil. So Jeff Peters from I think is he TalkSport? The expectation is that Leicester will announce the departure of Ruud van Nistelrooy and appoint Russell Martin as his successor within the next few days. Now, Anil, this has been doing the rounds for the last few days. There's no smoke without fire. Jeff Peters is to some degree going to be in the know.
Yeah.
It looks all but confirmed to me, mate. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, it's not exactly an inspiring appointment. I would say that I think compared to most other fans, I don't think it's as horrific as people make it out to be. Just because I think if you literally look at managers across the two leagues who play a style similar to the one that we did well in the Championship last time round, it is Russell Martin. But I know where the fans will be upset because you're thinking, well, he's the only manager that had a worse record than Ruud van Nistelrooy. I would personally say he also had the only team that had a worse team and squad than Leicester, which is why they're down there. But my worry with Russell Martin is that he's so possession orientated. And I think this season in the Premier League, we've seen that isn't really the way to go. So I think he'll probably do all right for us. I think he'll be very good in terms of developing talent. But I've got a feeling that like as soon as if we did get promoted, we'd be in trouble. But I do think with someone like him, it's just taking an unnecessary risk because we're going to be starting with all the fans already wanting him gone before he's even played a game. We've already seen that some people that are already Martin out and he's not even Martin in right now, right? So it's like, why would you do that, right? You're kind of throwing him to the lions. Isn't that a bit similar to Steve Cooper all over again? I think as Aaron says, I agree with you, mate. Such an uninspiring appointment. And I think when you learn that Will Still has literally gone to Southampton, that's insane for me. Or Danny Rowe or someone else. We'll see. But whoever is in charge, I'll get in behind them at least to begin with. I got even behind Steve Cooper to begin with. But
yeah, that was getting behind him. But
yeah, that was tough. I'll admit I was never behind Cooper. Like I never was. But let's go to you, Luke. Let me get your opinion, mate. Russell Martin, talk to me. You're on mute. On mute. Probably a good thing. He's probably just
he's just sitting there saying all the swear words.
I just got the beta out. Okay. All right. No worries. Now, for real, though, I think that he is a poor man's Brendan Rodgers. We're going to appoint someone that is basically already been sacked this season. I really don't want to be. I know he's done a job in the Championship, but I want to think beyond that. And I think it's going to get us more in PSR issues and more issues if we're going to back someone that we don't see being a 3-year term future of the club. I've got a good question for you guys or for the panel. I really want to Will Still, but that ship sailed. It's too bad. Southampton are going to piss the league. Watch it happen. My question is this. You know how Company got a job straight away at Bayern Munich, even though they got belted with his time at Burnley. Do you think that the same thing could happen to Russell Martin? Do you think that, could you see him, at another top flight club with better players at his disposal to be able to implement his brand of football? Or do you think you're deluding yourself into coping with the fact that we're going to get dicked of him as that manager? I don't want it, in my opinion. I think it's just going back into the same cycle we already went in with Steve Cooper and a short-term appointment. That would be our third short-term appointment in 18 months. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It's too much money being pissed about.
Go on, Doug. I'll let you answer that because I don't think we're going to get dicks with Russell Martin in the Championship. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, but what about after?
Games? There might be some games where we get dicked, right? We even in the Championship, Russell Martin had his struggles with the Southampton side that should go up and obviously end up going up through the playoffs, right? It was a tough competition at the top. But they had their ups and downs. When they were good, they were really good. When they were bad, they were absolutely horrible. I'm not over the moon about the appointment if it does turn out to be true, which it likely will, right? But, I think, and I mentioned the positives there earlier, right? The style of football is something we know the players will be able to get behind. That's a big one. We need the players to buy into the philosophy. He's been able to get youth through Southampton. Tyler Dibling is the big example there, right? Let's hope he can do that with Jeremy Monga, Jay Gavins, Will Albers, Sammy Braybrook, Baddy Aluko, Stolasic, Ben Nelson, one of these players potentially into a valuable asset that will not only get us promoted but also be sold for a ridiculous amount of money to help us get out of FFP or PSR concerns. So that's the two big positives I can find. But we'll see. It's not the over the moon exciting appointment. And as we're about to get in, I do also want to mention it does say Luke Thomas is playing left centre back today, according to the lineup graphic.
Yeah, and I think that was the most likely outcome, to be honest with you, because he's done it in the past, right? But there we are underway. Costa, yeah, we think he's going to be sacked because it sounds like Russell Martin's going to take over soon. So, yeah, no, I hear what you're saying though, Luke, about getting dicked if we got promoted, but I don't think we will be promoted first season anyway.
Yeah,
so I think
Give it a while, to be honest with you.
Maybe it is a good 1-0. Like, obviously the game started, but we'll continue talking. Maybe 1-0, it's a good like, I don't know how to describe it, but like a transitional period for the club. Like, if the club are expecting a hefty points deduction next season, but no, we're not going to go up. Maybe it's a good manager to get in, build a certain
they've
style.
gone for a free choice. I get all that, but the thing is, you'll never know because the club never says fucking anything to us fans, right? Which is we're going to do the plug right now. We're going to be starting this Tuesday, how to fix Leicester City Football Club. We're going to do a couple of parts on that episode, and that's one of the big things we want to talk about. They need to fix the culture. But I mean, let's get the score predictions in as well. I wouldn't go against what Keith's just put there, by the way. But I think you're right, Locks. That is probably what's going to happen. But I do agree. I forget who put it there, but someone just said, he's very stubborn, only has a plan A, and tends to just sort of play 500 passes between the centre backs per game, and that is what you're going to see. And I think I can just see it already, Locks. I can see like 2 or 3 games into next season, there's going to be a game like that at home where it's 0-0 or a 1-0 down, and you just see the 2 centre backs passing it in between themselves, and the groans in the King Power are just going to be, outrageous. But let's see what he can do. I do think he is good with young players, and I think he does. Like, we'll do it as well. But when we were doing his analysis of Russell Martin's tactics, there's he's got a very clear direction. He knows what he's doing and where he's going. I just think he's just not direct enough.
In my opinion,
go on, Luke.
I just think that his build-up play, particularly in attacking the half space, is nowhere near as cute as Enzo's ball. I can understand the argument where you're saying, well, look, it's an easier... I think I've heard you mention it before, Anu, where you say it's an easier transition period for some of the players that we have, particularly that we brought under Enzo, for them to fit and mold into. But we've got Cooper players here now, and...
Yeah, but he's not going to use the Cooper players. I think, to give him credit, that's the thing with Russell Martin. And you asked about Vincent Kompany. One thing I'll say of Vincent Kompany is, first, he wasn't Bayern Munich's first choice. He wasn't even their 5th choice. I think he was like their 8th or 9th choice. They wanted Glasner, they wanted Ralf Rangnick, they wanted so many other managers, but in the end they went for him because he was fairly cheap and they thought he would work. And I think now they think he's done all right, although they didn't do that well in the Champions League. And also with Russell, sorry, I'll let you speak in a moment, but I'll just say quickly with Russell Martin, the thing is, again, is that when we were in the Championship last time round, his squad was not as good as Leeds or us. It probably was better than Ipswich, to be fair, right? But he also had to deal with major players leaving, and they didn't bring in players until quite late on in the window. And so it remains to be seen. So I don't know. I'm not saying he's the answer. We can't get away from the point that he did awful with Southampton. But I do have a feeling, a bit like Kompany, that's like, if you give him a good squad, he can probably get a tune out of it. And to be fair to him, he did do that with Southampton. And that season, he beat Leeds 3 times. We didn't beat them once. He beat them 3 times. He changed his tactics, especially in the playoff final. And if all else fails, his girlfriend, Lucy Pinder, well, just search on Google. That can motivate even the most unmotivated person.
What I will say that does really annoy me about all this, because in all the past times, or the past 3 managers with Russell Martin as well, if he comes in, is we are reluctant to pay the compensation. I genuinely am baffled by this in the grand scheme of football economics, especially at a club our size. Carlos Corberan, we were turned off by 3 million quid for the compensation, but we've got to splash 3 million quid on, no hate to Will Koulibaly.
Is Koulibaly even in the squad today? So that was the money that could have been spent on that compensation.
Pound for pound, what would have gotten us most value? Will Koulibaly for 3 million quid, or no Will, and Carlos Corberan instead? It's just ludicrous. I don't get it. I mean, if you look at Chelsea side, look at what they were paid for João Felix, 42 million. Robbery, they got robbed. They paid 10 million for Enzo, and that was hefty compensation for manager, the 10 million quid. So, like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
We didn't do an award for comment of the season. Maybe that's one for next time round, because that would be a strong contender, Richard.
Yeah.
Where's
I would
this
love to
comment
see
here?
Let's see a picture of Russell Martin's misses of fucking Hamza Chowdhury when it comes back.
makes sense,
Sheffield's
yeah.
not been
Chance here
promoted.
for Bournemouth
That's
could
what
be.
Bournemouth does. It's Evan Nilsson in
Evan
the box
Nilsson,
who
yeah.
plays it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't get
four
all
men
these.
on the right hand side. Look at the members we have in the box. Around 6 foxes just defending very deep 5 minutes in. There's
I think it's gonna be a lot of this.
Try to do
Yeah,
something.
we've gone for this
Just
3-4-3 again, which
swap
is
it to the
fucking
right,
hell.
and then is that Adams, I believe, on the right hand side, who does force a free kick. Victor Christiansen goes down and wins us the ball back, and Copenhagen have scored as well. Come on!
It's going to be more exciting to see what happens in that game. Nos, who scored for them? Rooney
Elias
Badal.
Ashuri, man, the magical Tunisian. That's fucking championship, man. Come on! Didn't even see the goal. I was watching piss ass Premier League instead.
You're watching piss ass Christensen. No, I was gonna say. I was gonna say. I can't believe the comments I'm seeing on X today or over the last couple of days about Hamza. People are getting excited about Hamza. Like, oh, Hamza's back. Yeah, I'm like, what?
Well, it always happens. As soon as someone's not in the team, they're the answer. Then they get them back into the team, and then they're not the answer. I've said this about 10 times this season already. Always the case. I actually think that's unfortunate on two behalves. Fair play to Sunderland. I like them, and I think they deserve it for not playing the fucking Brexit football. But with Sheffield United being in the league next year, it makes it harder. I think it's even harder now than the last time that we were in it. And that means that they're not going to take Chowdhury, because I'm guessing that they probably did. Oh, hang on. Good ball up here to Christensen.
Keeps
What's
it
he gonna do with it?
touchline. Jordan Ayew and Patson Daka in the box. Tries to beat his man.
Oh,
It was a
look
back
at
with
that.
pass to Luke Thomas. He gets it in the
Christensen,
box. It's delayed and it's a shot.
Oh, that was Skip.
Skip
First
as
shot
well.
on target in a Leicester shirt.
Not
I
on
think,
target,
all
actually.
season
It was
long.
off target.
Get on the first
And
one.
get that Manny viral clip going. Can you shoot?
Like,
No.
I will say
He had
the
so
red
much
cross,
time. He had so much time.
He's got
Yeah,
it.
he needs to get that
That's
on
a really,
target.
oh my God, it's an awful effort as
horror
well.
shot.
He did have a lot of time.
That is a horror shot. Absolutely disgusting.
Yes!
What I will say, great.
Yes, Samari is better than Hamza Chowdhury. What are you
This
people
Hamza
smoking?
Chowdhury. Oh, let's keep it back to this because
Yeah.
massive chance
Great
all of a
ball
sudden.
there
Evan
to
Nilsson.
Evan
1-on-1 with the
Nilsson is
keeper.
in.
Connor Cody to his left.
1-on-1. Oh,
but
he's
he
missed it. That was
Oh.
should have scored there. Should have scored.
So am I dreaming here? Like,
No,
obviously,
no.
Samari is better than
No.
Hamza. Obviously,
Yeah.
Of course, we have fans.
Do you know
who are
though,
just
Sheffield United, they've been using Hamza as a right back.
yeah.
yes, they have.
They actually haven't been used. So, seeing him in the inverted role and everything, that's probably his new position. So we'll have to see.
In my opinion, he never did that job well under Enzo. Not once did I think, oh yeah, he gave me the
Maybe
most.
he did have that
anxiety last
game
season.
against Blackburn where, thanks to him, that was a legit. You could even go and say that was maybe one of the performances of the season from any player, and that was when we were under that bad run, and we probably got promoted thanks to that. So,
Yeah,
that's the
because
thing.
there's the
He's a
West
fighter, right? He has some of the qualities mentally you like, but he's just not up to the stuff of the Premier League technically. That's the big thing. I like Hamza because he's one of
wow,
our
look at that. Who's that?
Hey!
is that
That is
John
you.
you?
who wins
It's
the
not bad.
Hansen plays
Oh,
us.
No, it's-
Christensen, you dog shit.
Fucking-
Get him off the pitch! He'll never touch a ball again. You could have killed him.
Oh man. Yeah, I just think there's a lot of rewriting of history with Hamza. Yeah.
No, I mean, he's
But there
never,
is, right?
never been good enough, but
What a
you know,
long
oh,
pass
look at
to
this
try and
highlights
find.
getting a bit
Is
exposed.
that Alex Scott at number 7? No, it's not. Who's that? I'm unfamiliar with the Bournemouth lineup, even though I should know it quite well. Regardless, though,
It's
number
crazy though, because Bournemouth, everyone was glazing them earlier in the season, but where are they going to finish?
It's Brooks, David Brooks. He still plays for them. Interesting. That's good high press there.
Where are Bournemouth in the league? Anyone know?
Bournemouth, they actually, I believe they
Yeah,
might have had a small chance for
they're
Europe
ninth.
up until a few weeks ago. 11th
They're
place
ninth,
right
I
now.
think.
Yeah.
2
Are they?
points away from
Okay.
Brentford in 9th. But sadly, with Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup, 8th won't get Europe, and that is obviously a bummer for teams like Bournemouth, Brentford, who are all battling for
Oh,
the...
they're 8th, are they? Well, that's
finish,
not
yeah.
bad.
I thought
No,
they
they're
were
not 8th, they're 11th, but,
Yeah.
they were fighting for the 8th place with
Yeah,
Brighton
yeah.
and Brentford up until
I'm
a
just
few
saying,
rounds ago.
considering they've got a player that's going Real Madrid and another one that's going to go Liverpool, that's not
Mm.
the best finish, in my opinion. I mean, that again, even though our season's been a disaster, it just goes to show that, when your team's hot, you've got to take advantage of it when you can. And we did the best possible case of that, didn't we? Won the frigging Premier League and the FA Cup. look at Forest. Will their season be as good next season as this season? Doubt it.
Yeah.
Or even Spurs, right? They could have won the title 2 separate years. They didn't win it any. They end up winning something when they finished 17th. Unbelievable.
I'll say this as well in terms of like the business case of Dean Huijsen, right? We're now seeing, El Kanoush on a release clause where we likely won't earn much profit on him. I think he's the perfect case for if you need to convince a player, like they've only had him for a year,
profit.
Right?
It's got
exactly. Like if you're gonna add a release clause, maybe Dean Huijsen would have gone for 80, 90 million if he had a few years, but he wouldn't have signed for Bournemouth then. 50 million, you paid 18, 70 million for him. That's still double your money. You will always take that. So, like, if that's what Rucken has to do to convince the players, we are fine not maximizing the potential profit, because if you don't include that release clause, you won't be earning anything. As it's Bournemouth on the attack, it's Clive that looks to whip it in, and he connects with someone.
The thing is, that does make sense, but in some ways it doesn't, right? Because the thing is that if you look at it now, you're getting this example where, again, I think it's too beneficial to the big clubs where, say now, like Liam Delap for Ipswich, right? They are going to make some money on him, but essentially it's almost like they've loaned the player for the season, paying money up front, and they're not getting as much upside, I guess what I'm saying. And I think like you have to be a bit careful with those sort of signings. If you make too many of them, you're going to see too many sort of rotating doors, and that's the problem. It's like they could have been 2 up by now already. It's if you have too much change season to season, I think that's also bad. But look, I agree. For where we are right now, we've got to go that model.
And
100%.
I think it is more the fact that if you're gonna have to negotiate in the release clause, at the very least, make sure you earn 10, 15, 20 million euros. Not like you don't sign a wonder kid for 20 million. He has a great season for you. It's not enough. Then you can't even be like, wiping your tears with the millions of euros you made because you've only sold them back for what you paid for him. Like it is just not good enough, right? And that's why, if it is like that, you have to include it. Make sure you make some profit, John Rutkin, in the future.
We've got one boob on the pitch, but with Lucy Pinder, we could see more than one boob. I wouldn't be against seeing.
I have no idea who Lucy Pinder is. The Skip gives the ball away to Minas Kirkis with a shocking header out to Semenyo on the left, who has.
What are the rules?
I'll bring her up for them. It beats pretty easily Casey McAteer and James Justin, both left on ice there on toast. Cross back post. Thomas isn't there, but luckily Stelastic.
I have to say, it's just absolute
with the art of
one-way traffic at the moment. Just a matter of time before they score.
Can we hold El Kanous hostage like next season? Like, do we have to release him even if the trigger gets met? Can we just be like, brother, you stay next season, we need you?
Nah,
okay,
the release clause, mate, it's got to go.
Nah,
I don't know what I can get away with bringing up of Lucy Pinder, by the way. There's
got to be some like front cover of front where it's largely covered up, but largely not.
I'm trying.
I'm googling her name. Oh yeah, I see.
So
educate yourself, young man, as to who.
Analysis completed. Cross towards the back post, connects with no one, and we're 30 minutes in.
Analysis next season on Lucy Pinder.
On Lucy Pinder.
Stelastic, you can see if we're doing some analysis on him, has been great so far. Though I can see the hairline is quite receding, and sadly for the 24-year-old bloke,
it would be like that Galazzo clip from earlier in the season with Micah Richards talking about breasts. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was like 2 big men up top. Do you know who Lucy Pinder is, Luke?
No.
Okay,
I'll bring her up. Bring her up.
I'll bring her up.
I
think I can get away. No, I've got this here for you.
On selling newsagent, there's definitely safe for work images.
Yeah,
I'm looking British actress and model.
Well,
that's being generous on both those things.
No.
Basically, back in the 90s, you had kind of like these glamour models, and you had these lads magazines like FHM. What other ones? Zoo.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember Zoo. Yeah,
loads of them. And she wasn't like first on the block.
There we go.
This way.
There's her and Ross.
That is not doing her justice, in my opinion. But
no, that was about the only.
Let me just tell you, Luke. There are 2 big reasons to like Lucy Pinder, and Russell Martin ain't one of them. 2 very big reasons.
Wait. So Russell Martin's dating this bird.
Yeah. Or you could say, Neil, there's 2 big reasons to like Russell Martin.
Yeah, that's also true. That's also true.
Duck's gonna get grounded when his mum.
Let's get up and
sees
pick
his
up Ruben Nistelrooy's
I live in my own apartment, mate. I'm 21.
Ruben Nistelrooy wife.
Duck's gonna need
I'm
to
not
wander
afraid
off.
to admit that I think Lucy Pinder, she was on the front cover of Front or something, and I never bought that one. I used to buy FHM, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm buying Front this this month, lads." So
Yeah,
we'll leave it there.
Yeah, Ruben
Zoom
Nistelrooy let the
lagged.
team down, bro. I've got a picture of Ruben Nistelrooy's wedding photo. He's got a sick fucking suit on, though, bro. It would have been good to have him at the awards. But his missus, though.
Send me
fucking
send me it on WhatsApp.
As for the match, it's just one-way traffic at the moment. We're largely camped in our own half.
Do you want to share my screen? Actually, no,
Been
wait,
quite a bit.
Send it to me. Send it to me on WhatsApp. Send it to me.
It's too difficult.
I heard Bill Alistair said he wants to help the team, but I can't see it. I just
It's
can't
in the
imagine
private
if he did,
Even if
though.
he wanted to, I just think they're going to need the money. That's the case.
Yeah, my dad, uncle's mom also said that that Mads Hermansen is staying, Victor Christiansen is staying. And I guess they're going signing a 10-year extension, plus John Rutkin is being sacked tomorrow. So let's see if it comes true.
That's a sick. Let me know when you-
Our scouting is quality.
Recruitment team over here making it all work.
Who was the best of that era? People who remember it, sort of front cover
Oh, let's see. Big chance. It's
cover girl.
Lywood, I believe.
I remember there was an Aussie one that I liked from Big Brother named Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Crystal.
Did you ever see the Eric Prydz video? Call on Me. She was Australian. That girl, the gym instructor, and that.
Oh,
He's
Holy.
rude. Nice hair.
Belter suit.
Yeah, page 3 era. It was slightly past page 3. It was like those lads magazines. I'd sort of say they were trying to be like classy page 3. They were just basically page 3, but charging you money for it.
I remember that.
Who was
right?
her name, Aaron? Who was her name? The one on the Eric Prydz video. She was Australian. I remember that, but she was. Oh my goodness.
Do you remember the outrageous like sections they used to have them where it would be like 3 or 4 anonymous like sex stories from like some bird that like written in like her shag or something? It's like clearly a dude that wrote it, and it was like every single story was fucking sounded the same. It's creepy as fuck.
Well, something similar to that. There's this paper in London called Metro, and it's like a free newspaper. You get it like when you're on the tube, and they used to have this section, and it was basically like, I got on at Piccadilly Circus, and I saw you looking at me. If you, if you're the girl with the purple hair, you know, want to go for a drink, or just like, what is going on here? It made me laugh. With that sort of vibe to it.
There used to be
Steady
one that was,
Duck.
like, there used to be like an offshoot one of. If there's any Australians watching, they'll know what I'm talking about. But there was an offshoot one to FHM. I don't know if you had it in the UK called Zoo. And there was like they had one guy who was like, yeah, I was literally just thinking that, Greg. I was just thinking to myself, I'm playing a fire here, boy. It's 11:20 at night. There used to be one called Zoo magazine, and there was like a guy called Zoo Man. There'd always be like, do you remember Zoo? There used to be a skit at the end of it. There was one like special one week where he got pegged by his missus, and he gave like a full review of what it was like. He's just like,
What?
yeah, and then after like 15 minutes, it was just like, his missus was like, "Do you ready to go get it?" And there was like, "Quote, nah, I'm all right. I'm all good."
The bird that David Beckham had his affair with, I remember she was in Zoo after that happened. Cashed in.
Yeah, I remember seeing
Tomorrow
that.
lost the ball. Bournemouth in the
Here we
attack.
go.
Semenyo
That's
could be
Semenyo.
inside against James Justin plays
Kirk
outside.
Hess.
Yes, but dealt with by FaZe.
Oh, face.
Kicks it away. Master of
did not mean it.
anticipation. Master of
Yeah,
anticipation.
exactly.
God. Yeah, there'll
The
be
official
a montage.
clown of the season.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
not clown.
free kick.
Donkey.
Marcus Tavernier goes down.
Jordan, that's of course, she was famous for that era.
Oh my God.
Is it true about this rumor of like there's a video of like basically Jordan being at a poop party thing?
No, there's a photo on the internet of it. Yeah, because
Is it legit?
Yeah,
She could
because
be honest with you, she's the sort of
it was
person I
last
think
year,
would
mate.
do it.
It was last year. The photo was taken last year.
Yeah, I could believe it. I could believe it. Yeah.
I think it was I was watching a Just Joe football show watch along last season, It might have been this season, and someone sent the photo to him, and he reacted to it live on fucking stream.
Long free kick.
Ooh.
It is dealt with somewhat as Tyler Adams picked it up on the edge of the block. Scuffs the shot away, but skips balls, sacrifices himself.
What? Skips balls? What?
Yeah, but definitely hit that close to his private parts at the very least.
What is this
No
live
more
chat
kids come
turning
out of him.
into?
What is this fucking? How is Ricardo Pereira still like? How is Thomas?
I guess he's just
I know
not
he's
fully
been.
No,
I
he
guess
didn't get injured, Ricardo Pereira.
Yeah, like I guess they just don't want to risk his injury for another 5 months because of playing a game that doesn't matter at all, right?
Yeah.
I do somewhat get that, but let's see here as Luke Thomas is in a duel with it's Brooks again.
To be honest, if Russell Martin does come in charge, I would back Ricardo to have an absurd season.
Yeah.
Because
If he stays.
uses 2 inverted fullbacks and he will be licking it. He had to do it with Ryan Manning. Can you imagine him with Ricardo Pereira?
Doc,
Lucy Kendall will
Luke.
be down Ricardo's house to make sure he's Kelly, Brooke. Beautiful.
Yeah. No, Luke, Ricardo is staying, so you're going to have to eat a ghost chili pepper live on stream next season, mate.
Yeah, we have a bet. No, let's establish some ground rules here, cocksucker. In the first game, because the transfer window goes for a few games for first, right? So like, if the first game starts, whoever it may be, and Ricardo Pereira is in that starting 11, I will eat the chili at the beginning of the Watchalong before the game starts, and you got to do the same.
Yeah, man. Happy days. Easy, mate. Ricardo, Doug, what do you reckon? Ricardo's staying, man. Come on, Doug.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Luke's balls
staying under pressure here. Semenyo up against Justin and Casey McAteer could look to pass it back. Copenhagen might have scored again. Oh, it's a brilliant block. Fuck me. Back to this game though. Let's keep it relevant to the stream. As trying to play through our left-hand side, Luke Thomas gives away a free kick. Brilliant defending that.
Yeah. I love how you go on extra on Thomas, bro, because he's like the rival to Christiansen. It's so good.
It's because we have some people who are too dumb to realize they're both dog shit.
Who does everyone think will sign as a striker next
dog
season?
shit.
No, but everyone here knows it, but not all of the viewers. I'm seeing
Curtis
comments
Rinces.
saying a good cross, and in the back post, there's no one there to cover. I believe that number 7 was a piss random who goes for the shot and slips at the same time.
What did you ask, Neil?
Who do you think will be signing as a striker in the summer? Because we'll have to sign someone. We can't just go into the season with one striker.
Well, if we listen to Luke, we'll be signing some Scottish bum. If we listen to Manny, we'll be signing a 16-year-old lad from Egypt. So let's try and find a middle somewhere. Here, let's try.
If you listen to me, you'll get the Danes.
Yeah, you'll get.
We all want more Danes.
Lawrence Shanklin, brother, European football experience. On a free.
Get his 30 max.
There's a championship, by the way. Look, for next season. Now the playoffs are done. Charlton went up, so that's the.
Did they? Congrats.
Yeah. So this is the championship season, championship league next season.
Mate, it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
Good to see.
I don't think the peaks will be as high as we saw when we were last in it. I think the general top level competition will be bigger. There'll be more teams competing.
Oh, Skip with a touch of a donkey.
But he does win it back.
Somehow worked out. Oh, the ref's blown.
Ref blown the whistle. Even 25 million quid.
Probably the house elf.
Yeah, if you look at the championship this year, it's really weird. Like from position 24th till about 8th, they're all within like 14 points of one another. It's really close. And then there's like a big gap between them and the playoff teams. And then the top 3 are just like 20 points clear even. It's kind of crazy. I think Sheffield United were 24 points better off than Sunderland, but ended up not going up. That's absolutely crazy.
Did you just see that? Patson Decker just ran into James Justin, man. Did you guys just see that? They just full chest bumped each other. He is a fucking hopeless headless chicken, isn't he? Patson Decker. He just ran directly into James Justin, bro. He's pissed me off already.
Yeah, who is captain today?
Back up high. Jordan Iron on the ball instantly gets tackled, and there's no one else to do anything because Skip.
Oh, Cody's the captain, isn't he?
He just runs back. Casey McAteer follows as I believe Tyler Adams. No, Evan Nilsson spreads the ball wide to Semenyo, plays it back into this time Justin Kluivert, and now it's back to Tyler Adams. Back out to Kyrgyz. I mean, they just dominate possession. The cross could come through. Instead, they continue to go wide. McAteer picking up the defensive duties as well. basically a 6-man defense as Bournemouth
We're getting mugged off proper here.
carefully just playing it around.
Greg, I can't see Calvert-Lewin drop into the Championship. Don't see that happening.
Nicky Maynard, fucking hell, what a throwback. I remember when we were after him all summer one year.
Yeah. Signed Vardy instead, though, luckily.
Yeah.
Mainly because he said no. So thank God he said no.
He went Forest, didn't he, Nicky Maynard? I think he went Forest.
Did he?
Yeah.
I can't remember that. He was at Bristol, wasn't he? That's where he was playing for.
Schlupp, fuck's sake, yeah.
Oof. Brooks now instantly played through both Thomas and Christiansen. And now they're back.
I reckon this is the
breathes.
worst front three we've had in the last 10 years.
Do something. Lucas against James Justin tries to get the cross in.
Yeah, I remember when Schlupp scored his hat trick. I mean, to be honest with you, though, Jeff Schlupp's not had a bad career. In the end, went to Palace. They didn't go down. We did. He's gone now to Celtic on loan. Won something. I think he's had okay to reasonable career.
Out fast with the first touch of a donkey, gives it away to Kluivert on the edge of the area. He is from a very acute angle, but plays it brilliantly through to number 15. Cross in the box. Justin heads it away for now. Kyrgyz though with an angle to shoot instead. Pass it to Semenyo, who's on the left side of the area. Plays it back to Kyrgyz. Good look for the cross, but James Justin says no at the first time of asking. And Milos Kyrgyz luckily dribbles it out on players he didn't want to score this early on. It would be embarrassing if they already started scoring.
You forget Schlupp started as a striker, and then he was moved back to left wing, and then he was moved
to
back to left back.
Yeah, you're right, actually. You're right about that.
He was on loan. He went on loan to Brentford, played 9 games and scored 6 goals. 6 goals in 9 games for Brentford. Crazy.
Because you forget, especially when he was young, he was massive and he was so fast. He's just never really... He's got a bit of that Adama Traore to him. He's just not really got either the techers or the intelligence. But as like a physical specimen, like he won Player of the Season in the Great Escape.
Clown
at the moment.
James Justin with a brilliant
challenge.
Absolute
brilliant challenge, but that was Clown of the Season.
Well done.
Living up to his award there.
Sprung
a counter-attack. It's Casey McAteer.
It's Jordan Ayew as the offensive midfielder, by the way. What a playmaking cam we have here today. And we pass back to James Justin. Jesus fucking Christ. We are cooked as an institution. Luke Thomas to Samare, and back we go. Pass to Salasic. That we don't want to play this game either way, man. What the fuck am I watching? Okay, decent build up there. 2 passes strung together without anyone really paying attention of losing it. Back to Jordan Ayew, and what does he do? Pass it backwards. Luke Thomas to the guard himself, Victor Christiansen. Back to Thomas. And who goes backwards again? Who goes backwards again? And we're back to Salasic.
Victor also went backwards, by the way.
Yeah. We all went backwards. This is all negative gaming, right? We are horrible. As Samare plays it back to
Salasic there.
Pass. Jordan Ayew, Luke Thomas.
On
forward pass.
Oh, wow. Beautiful forwards. Captain Daka. Christensen.
No. Instead, he passes it backwards to Jordan Ayew.
That is...
Yeah. Shooting that pass, man.
Just fucking shoot instead.
Great ball.
Oliver might have scored.
Is he offside? He's offside. Of course he is.
Where are you? I was getting ready to call Manny. I was getting ready to call Manny.
That was a good move, but again, to be fair, Patson Daku's got to pass it. I mean, it did ultimately end. Let's see this move again.
This came from putting him out of position from playing it back.
He's not offside.
It's still onside there, by the way, when the ball gets played there. It's got to be later on in the move.
It has to be skipped.
I think it was.
I think it's worth noting, guys, that whole thing we played it back just then, that came from Stalacic making a line-breaking pass from out the back. Yeah. I think that was very good for him. With
clear.
And Skip is actually onside with a lucky finish. It is Casey.
Yeah, I was going to say Skip tried to miss it, I swear there, but never mind.
We've scored a goal, but it's offside. Skip officially has his first unofficial goal for Leicester City FC. What an institution. What a proper football club we are.
It was a decent move, but otherwise, I've got to say that. I don't know about you, but I find it quite depressing that Bournemouth are just absolutely making us look like shite. It's, when we went up just before the Great Escape, Bournemouth were second. It's crazy that they've surpassed us. Great ball in, Christensen? No,
there's no one there. No one. Patson Daka was waiting on the edge of the area. What are you waiting for? You're not waiting for your Vardy jersey being...
that's an issue with Patson Daka. I feel he doesn't attack the box well enough.
Positioning is horrible.
He doesn't do anything.
Duck,
well
talk to me about Rasmus Højlund. He's another one that I've literally seen Man United. They'll cross the ball into the box. I'm not making this up. In the Europa League final, I saw him duck out of the box as they crossed it in. I was like, wow, what is he doing?
The difference between those two players is they both came through the Copenhagen Academy. One flopped at Copenhagen and was sold out of the back door for cheap. That was Rasmus Højlund. The other was sold for a record fee for a defender in the Danish Superliga at 17 million euros to Leicester City.
I was going to say, guys, we're just looking at the average position. We're basically playing a 4-4-2 with Christensen as a left midfielder.
This is absolutely.
It's 3-4-3 system. He's on the left side. Yeah, I don't think he's done too terrible. Just you look at our team. Just the way there's no real quality in there, is there? There's not one creative spark in that 11.
That's the biggest issue. This is the perfect game to test Monger out as the number 10. See if he makes this dross work in attack. Just give him the fucking keys to the city already. Like, if he can make this work, because currently you've got Jordan Ayew being the creative spark in attack. How's that going to work? I see Luke Thomas and Victor Christiansen hawking as well compared to the average positions here, Lux.
Yeah.
Maybe they're friends after all. Maybe we need to end the debate.
You know what? I'm glad that JJ's had such a good turnaround ever since the Orc left. He's obviously had to get his confidence back. He's gotten better and better. He's the one sort of somewhat shining light, I guess you could say. That's good to see that was more than what, just what there was been set out to be hung to be dry by Steve Cooper. That is the confidence that came from that poor runner form. You know what I mean?
It is. Since Ruud came in, JJ's just been much better, which I think shows how isolated Steve Cooper had him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was better when Ruud came in, but when Woyo Koulibaly signed, he took it up another level. I think the Woyo signing, the best thing that has done is see JJ improve his level tenfold because he had competition.
Yeah, laugh away, you silly prick. Go on, laugh away. Fuck off to Lazio. Donkey. What
I'd love so bad. He's a donkey. I would love for Ruud van Nistelrooy right now to just sub Patson Daka off and be like, Jake Evans, this is your moment, brother. You want to fucking show you can play the big boys, lad? Get your fucking kid on. You're going out there. There's donkeys coming off.
The thing is, though, he's not really a striker. I think he's more of one of those sort of wide attacking forwards. So
he has to be better than Daka.
He is, but it's like why it'd be good to have him on the pitch, but I think he should, like, I hate to say it, but I'd probably put Ayew up top and then have him.
I'm in favour of that.
Yeah. Could we get Iheanacho back? Do you know what? I could see that happening because he went on a free to Sevilla, but he's ended up on loan at Borough. But we just saw, though, that Iheanacho, especially if we're going to play that sort of system like we did with Enzo, I was expecting much bigger things for him. I think it was a real disappointment.
Yeah.
Tyler Adams.
Yeah, agree with that. Ruud is a coward.
Back to Evan Nilsson, who plays it back to someone who shoots. Yes, Jesus Christ. I can't believe
another save.
I'm paying 60 quid a month to watch the games, by the way, in Denmark, right? And they can't even be asked to put a Danish fucking commentator on. I'm watching now. It's a fucking Swede. I hate Sweden. Fucking shit country, man.
I prefer Sweden to Denmark. I think.
Fuck you, lot. Genuinely, man. Sweden is the biggest shithole in the world. It's such a shit country, man. Fuck Sweden. Fuck everything they say.
Swedish ladies, all I'm going to say.
Saucy. Tell us how you really feel about that. Let's get into
everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat, Denmark or Sweden, let us know.
We all know Denmark. We've got the fittest bird, the best football country. And a better fucking language.
You haven't. Sweden have.
Yo, of course we have a better. If you're saying the national team of Denmark is not better than Sweden,
no. I'm not saying that. I was on about the girls part.
Yeah, our birds are fit as fuck, mate. Have you seen the Danish girls? Compare them to the UK.
Nah, Sweden's absolutely outrageous. Sweden is like a 6 out of 10 in Sweden is like 10 in the UK. Unbelievable.
6 out of 10 in Sweden is a 5 out of 10 in Denmark. We are just that bit better. Lego.
What do you have, Doc? Aldi.
No, that's German, you prick. We have Lego. we have Novo Nordisk. We have Ozempic, mate. 10% of world trade globally. That's through the Danish company Maersk. So fuck off and suck my balls, Lux. Sweden sucks ass. I will not tolerate this.
He's gone full Luke. He's gone full Luke.
And I'm hearing anyone say that Sweden is better. Our birds are fitter. Our language is better. Our country is nicer. Sweden is a shithole, and there's a reason their currency is worth less than the Danish one because no one wants to fucking live there. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay.
I hate Sweden with a passion, mate.
Wow.
There are rivals.
Yeah, I was going to say the rivalry's real. Jeez. Sorry to any of our Swedish viewers, by the way.
Yeah, I love our Swedish viewers here, man. If you're Swedish and watching Gluten the Glasses, I accept you. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
This game
I
is
don't know where to go
boring,
from
man.
that.
Could they please get some action?
Oh no, Denmark have Lego. Is that true?
I said that's the first thing. It's Lego quite literally means play well, like God. That's the name of the company.
Carlsberg is Danish as well, isn't it?
Battle
What's
of the
Denmark?
Vikings. That's a Denmark. Cheers, crafty fox. Go back to your potholes in the UK, mate.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow! Wow!
Go back to your
What is-
potholes and suck his
That
balls,
goes
bro.
newcomers,
Fucking-
misses the header. Connor Cody saves today, by the way.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't scored.
Oh my god, a horrible pass.
There is one thing that
Oh,
ends the
Cody
argument,
loses the
though.
ball. Yeah.
No, it's fucking Thomas on that mistake, by the way, but Sumari makes up for it.
Do you know what
There's-
I'll say? It's crazy. The guys are like they're kind of throwing themselves on the line to stop the ball
Yeah.
going in, even though we're relegated. Like, where was this sort of 20 games ago?
Oh, VK just got
Justin Clivert
VK just got his pants
up against
down.
Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas almost slipped. The ball easily goes through.
Did well there. Yeah.
You know what would make me happy?
Yeah,
If I could
yeah,
pick one person I want to see score, it wouldn't be Jeremy Monger, it'd be Christiansen, just to see Duck's reaction.
There is one thing that ends the argument, though, Doc.
Mhm.
Denmark produced Jannik Vestergaard and Victor Christiansen, so Sweden win. Sweden win.
Yeah, they
Just-
got Haaland.
That's right. Denmark produced Kasper Schmeichel, the keeper that helped us win the Premier League and the keeper that won us the FA Cup. So have that, you come.
How have you bit on that?
Pontus Cormack helped us win the League Cup back in 1997.
Who cares, mate? Who cares? He's sweet. He's irrelevant. I'm joking. It could be a very good day if Copenhagen win. If not, I'm breaking my monitor. That's
Copenhagen still won a lot.
still won a lot, but their opponents scored. Like not the opponents, but the guys who are battling for the first place with them. So now Copenhagen has to win. Before there was scenarios where they could get a draw and it would be okay. And they have been under pressure for these past 5 minutes, just like Leicester, who've now given it away to Evan Nielsen.
Pen.
That is a penalty.
Yeah, penalty.
No, it's given
fairly obvious.
Give it as a free kick initially.
Was that Cody or FaZe? Justin made a good recovery challenge, but yeah, Pontus was a quality player.
I think it was Skip originally.
And
Nah,
it's a
it's
free
Cody,
kick.
yeah.
Free kick.
Cody's a fucking idiot, bro. He's
he's
free kick.
in
Free
other
kick.
clubs.
He's a free
Like,
kick.
he's most likely going to be our centre back next
The
season. And God
initial
help
foul
him,
happens
like,
outside the box. The foul happens outside the box when both foots are,
That
inside
might be
the-
true. That might be true, actually. Let's
That's
have
a
look
red
at
if
it.
It
if
was
it's
given
outside
as
the
a
box.
free kick.
Yeah,
initially.
no, do you know what? That shouldn't be a
Free
penalty. It should because it was a
It's
foul
not.
outside the box.
It was always given as a free kick.
Yeah.
You can see
the
by
refs-
the referee's hand movement. He wasn't pointing at the spot. He was, more up, but I'm afraid to do something. Yeah. But the VAR
Okay, so it is a free kick. All right.
Wait,
The Swedes
who
on
did
the
they-
Yeah,
commentary,
but Cody won't be going anywhere. He'll on his wages.
the opponents of the guys challenging for Copenhagen's title just scored.
Is it a red?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, indirect free kick. They got away with one there, to be honest with you. Do you know the problem is? I've got to say for next season with both Cody and Vestergaard, though, is that like with this system, I think it's dangerous to be. We need to have fast centre backs and getting them playing in the team, even if we don't need their pace because we're going to play high up the pitch. Because that's an issue in the Premier League is that like we've got a team that you can't really afford to play a high line because you've got players that are too slow. It's something you've got to think about.
And that's actually the craziest thing. I'm not even joking about this, right? Compare the defensive teams of both. It could be a red card. They're checking for Doxo. But when you compare the defensive,
No, it shouldn't be though, because FaZe is.
That's what I just said. Yeah, but that's what I was saying to you. It's denial of a scoring opportunity. If it's not a penalty, this is the same thing as when what's his name?
No, but if you look at it, look, FaZe he's not the last. If he was the last man back, maybe. But look, FaZe is in front of
gonna
him.
be
So if they
given-
do give him a red here.
They're gonna give it. They're gonna give it.
I think they're going to give it. That's why I kept saying it.
Oh no. No,
I genuinely
not
don't
It
given.
depends on the rules, but like I say, normally for that it has to be.
You know
Looks
what
like
the
the referee
bullshit thing is? If it was, I mean, they Yeah, they haven't given it anyway. But if it was if they had have given it, like if it was a penalty, it's not. And if it, do you know what I mean? It's stupid. But
we could then appeal it, and then he would still be eligible to play next season.
Okay,
we get relegated.
Yeah,
I think it carries over. I think it
probably does, man. But honestly, I'd be happy to see him not play the first game of the championship. So,
yeah, he wasn't the last man there. That was my point. But you are right that even if you're not the last man, if they consider it a clear and obvious opportunity.
Let's set up though for the free kick. Brooks, Clivert, and Tavernier standing over it. We've got 4 Leicester City players.
McAteer is the draft excluder, as they call him.
It is a bit scattered though, as a few Bournemouth players also make up what I believe to be a dummy wall, but a Leicester wall behind it as well. So a bit of confusion here in the setup, but we'll see. As Justin Clivert walks to it, delays it on to Brooks, who shoots, great shot, and my God,
how's
genuinely
he missed that? Evan Nielsen, how much did he cost? 50 million.
60, I think it was.
Those saves were phenomenal. Look at the save to the free kick. It's a low-driven shot on the right side of the goal between 5 players. Brilliant save first time around. As Stelasic instantly get back up, and Evan Nielsen then has a Patson Daka level stinker and shoots it wide. Good reaction save. Actually gets his fingertip the second time around.
The people have spoken.
These are the sorts of pose locks asking the important questions.
Luke,
Luke, next one lock should be Lucy Pinder. Which boob is better, left or right?
I can confirm it's the right. No, hold on. I want Luke. Luke, analyze this poll, mate. What do you want to say about it, mate? Go on, Luke.
What? Who do I think's less shit personally?
Yeah. What do you think, mate? 159 people have voted, and this is the result. What do
Obviously,
you think?
Victor Christensen is the most shit.
But, Luke, I thought you knew better, mate. I thought you knew better.
I personally think Victor Christensen, I don't know, I swing and change my opinion on both of them all the time. Thomas is in a bit of a better form right now, but let's
have a proper conversation then. Because we can do this statistical analysis. First and foremost, what's the primary audience of blue tinted glasses? UK folks. Are they, just like I am biased than Christensen, are they likely to be biased towards Thomas? Because he, one, is from the academy of the club they've grown up support. Secondly, he's from the same country as them, and we all want our fellow countrymen to do well. Of course they are. So that probably skews the poll. But outside of that, let's talk football. What is Luke Thomas better at than Victor Christensen? Is it of going forward? No. Is it tackles? No. Is it blocks? No. Is it in the air? Yeah, the data would back that up. I think you'd have a good claim there. Is it not pressing your man? Yeah, he's definitely
go on, Casey.
Oh, pen. Fucking get it forward.
Oh my God.
I think the best question to ask, if you're going to compare the two of them, was what formation we're playing and where are they playing. I'd rather see, obviously, Thomas probably playing a back three than I wouldn't a fullback, to be honest with you. If I'm picking like out and out, like 4-2-3-1, like your left, I'm going Christensen, to be honest, over Thomas until he pisses me off enough.
But
I think it's so rich, Doc, to try and blame nationality bias on this one, mate.
I think it skews the poll of that individual poll. Of course it does. Just like it skews my opinion.
You know what the best part is? No, but Doc, the fact it's close shows how shit Christensen is, mate.
Yeah, they're both shit. But I saw comments saying that Thomas was a good player, and I've seen multiple people say it. He's not. He's not all that. He's the reason we didn't win against Brighton. He's, the reason Nottingham Forest got 2 goals against us. He's conceded given away so many chances. The art of what is VK good at? Not much, but he's better than Thomas. VK has the most tackles in the team. And Ndidi has played more minutes than him. And Ndidi is a CDM whose speciality is tackling, who has more tackles, or same rather, I think, 85, both of them. Victor Christensen. Thomas has been playing in a more solid defensive situation when we've performed better. James Justin has been a completely different player since January. And that's when Thomas started coming in. So, of course, there wasn't going to be as many goals conceded. If you look at the games, the Southampton game, let's just take that for an example. What's the reason we didn't keep a clean sheet against Southampton? James Justin. Because James Justin conceded 2 shit goals and we got played off the park. VK is shit. And I've said it many times. Take your red and white tinted glasses off from England and you'll notice they're both
mate. I don't think you understand. I honestly don't think there's any English bias
Thomas
in
is competing so easily there, right? And look at his defending right now. Press actively
Where's
blocking anything? No.
Victor?
Even
Where is
putting a
Victor?
passing lane.
Where's Victor?
He's following
His
his
balls.
He's
Bro,
following
you're
my
so English
him.
biased.
Where's Victor?
He's following his
Where's
man.
Victor?
He's following his man. Both of them are shit. But what I don't like about this debate is it seems like one group of the argument is saying Luke Thomas is good, and you guys are not. I'll make that very clear. The three of
Nice
you
save
here
again
is
from
not making those
Stolarczyk,
excuses
man.
for him.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
seeing
man of the match
that.
so far, Stolarczyk by far.
He's been absolutely brilliant. He's someone we can all agree on is good. I hate this commentator. Thank you. They're both awful. But the flank that was exposed the most when VK was playing, it was the right-hand side. It wasn't VK who got exposed the most when playing. It was James Justin.
Oh, what's Fossel put out?
I want Duff to be my lawyer, bro.
Martin at the ground or something.
Shot from Milos Kerkez, first time. And
Leicester City have made an offer for Abdul.
Yes, he killed you. He killed you. Take him off. Take him off. Stolarczyk, rugby tackling Oliver Skip. Just what we needed.
Leicester City have made an offer for Abdul Karim Traore from Bourg-en-Bresse.
What a name. Bourg-en-Bresse.
He wears the number 9, so he's a striker.
There you go. I was asking all around.
Manny will do his research and come back and give us his verdict, I'm sure.
Manny probably already has his verdict. He's probably watched him since he was 13 years old.
There's the photo dropped of Will Still in the stands at Southampton, and it's really funny because Rishi Sunak's just stood behind him like a little creep. Look at this.
I'm so jealous.
Look
I'm
at this.
so jealous of that appointment, man.
Yeah, he looks a bit like happy, but also a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you realize he has to work with part of
man.
the season, of course. 4 minutes or 3 minutes rather until the break. 4 minutes of added time was to be played, but I mean the tempo's gone out of the game. Go on, Lux.
I was gonna say, Will Still must be feeling the pressure of trying to fill big boots, Russell Martin's boots.
We all know Russell Martin is better, right? That's what we have to
appointment
convince
should have
ourselves.
made, man. Like if that was like an option, I wish I knew he wanted to come back to England, bro. I would have wholeheartedly gone for him, like over like Ruud van Nistelrooy or anyone in the season. I think we would have stayed up.
But I mean, he would have carried the rest of the season out with Lens, so we wouldn't have been able to get him in November.
Yeah. Anyway, we're into added time. 3 minutes to go. 4 minutes at a time. We've got about 3 minutes left. So 0-0. Go to Trilleath and go to Foss Hub on Twitter, mate. It's all there. You'll be able to have a look.
W Fuss up. He's good at a lot of things, just not Football Manager.
Fast Twitch Fiber striker. That's who we're linked to.
Justin does brilliantly to win it back. Let's see if we can get something here. No.
Fucking Daka,
He is allergic to the ball, isn't he, that lad?
He had a ghost first touch. He literally mistimed the first touch so horribly. He didn't even connect with the ball. I am on my knees begging for someone else to come on. Genuinely, move Luke Thomas up to striker and I'll praise him to the skies, man. Something else, anything else.
Mental anguish than Patson Daka, bro.
Someone Daniel Evilson a striker and it would be better, man.
It's awful, man. Daka.
Skip with a offensive ball.
I can't believe he's been so bad, Patson Daka. Like I say, he was so highly rated when we signed him.
Of all the ones that, like the people we've signed and stuff over like last 5-6 years, man, like the hype was genuinely there. Like when you're watching all the videos, I know everyone looks good on highlights, but I was like, bro, this guy could be the one. Like I'm not saying he's gonna be better than Vardy, but I was like, if we're gonna have one striker that's half as good, this guy looks like good.
It's a 3v3 scenario, maybe even 4. Christensen.
Oh wow! Go on, Jordan.
Go on now, you're holding up many men. Place it back, but it's a
well done, Victor. Good job, mate.
Cookies, man.
Backwards.
Because the horrible pass is going to be blamed on the recipient. Like, what are you on about, mate? Have a laugh.
Victor can't defend, son.
Fucking NPC.
James Justin.
Midtjylland, the drawing apparently, Doug.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. That means if Copenhagen draw now, they would still win the league title if the result stays the same.
What's that game like? Are they nervous or are they fairly confident?
They have been dominant so far. They should have scored 3 goals, though. And genuinely, I'm not joking. One of the best players I've ever seen in the Super League, Victor Forhard from Copenhagen. Holy fuck, he's so good, man. He is genuinely...
Is he attacking midfielder, is he? Or is he...
He's a DM who played a bit on the wing before, and he looked shit on the
DM,
wing.
that's right, yeah.
Dude,
No, I've seen him. I do remember him from Football Manager, but...
Good. So fucking good. He almost scored a goal taking the
What a
ball.
What was
terrible
that?
set piece.
Who just took that free kick?
Let's go
I
back
think
and
it was
watch.
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan
Ayew.
Ayew.
Yeah,
Was it
I think-
Thomas? Ah,
No,
It
No, it was
wasn't Thomas.
Jordan Ayew.
No slander to be
No.
given as we go to break 0-0. I'm gonna go out and have a piss and pick
And
up
that's
another-
half time. Forgettable half of football. So Bournemouth probably should have taken a lead. They haven't.
Oh man, yeah, terrible. I mean, yeah, I'll tell you what, Jakob's been good, right? Luke, Jakob's had a good half, mate.
He's had 3 decent saves. You could make the argument that 2 of them directly around him, but was passing at the back, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I was really impressed with. I definitely think that the time under Enzo helped him. It's clear that it was never on Mads Hermansen's level, but I'm clearly happy with him in the Championship. And even in the Premier League, he's proven, more than reasonable at number 2, possibly even the future even number 1. I think he's had some brilliant games. I still haven't forgotten the FA Cup performances last season. So, yeah, shout out to Jakub Stalacek.
And Neil, it's going to be important for the lad because he wants to kind of end this season with a bit of confidence going into next season, knowing that he's most likely going to be the number 1 keeper.
Absolutely, but I don't think he's got anything to worry about. I think we all know he is going to be the number 1 next season. So let's see what he can do. I don't think anyone's really that nervous of him being in it. I think Luke's called it out. We probably wouldn't expect him to be good as Mads, but I don't think you'd think he's going to let anyone down. Can probably have a steady season. He's played very well, though. You got to say, I will say that he's quite impressed me with his shot stopping. Better
Shot
than
stopping, he's
expected.
cleared his lines.
Look what I think it's fine to share. Look what Emi Martinez just did for Villa on his last game for them because he's meant to be.
Really?
Look at this. Red card.
Fucking
Man,
have some of that.
Yeah,
He's such a dislikable guy, Emi Martinez. I mean, fair enough, he's won the World Cup, but I mean,
we might be shit, but just think Man United are only 14 points ahead of us at the moment. Doc, who stood out for you, mate? Because I think for most people in
Has
the
to be
chat and
Stalacic.
us, it's Stalacek or Justin.
I think the free kick will go underrated because it was somewhat closely at him. But you have to remember there were like 8 people in front of him blocking his view. So to even be able to get down and make a close save, I thought that was really impressive under such high pressure. And then the follow-up save as well, brilliant. I think I'm very happy for him in the Championship. It's one of the things that would really infuriate me next season if the next manager, will be buying replacements for him or Ben Nelson or these kids from the academy who I need to see starting every week. And I mean, Stalacek, he has to be the number 1 for me next season. We all love him. I don't hear any slander on his name, and for good reason. And I think even if he doesn't end up keeping a clean sheet here today, he's had good performances for the past many games and even gotten more clean sheets than Mads Hermansen for the whole season. So that kind of says something. Great save downs as well in the highlights as we're watching now in the break.
What do we all make to this Jordan Ayew? Anil, go on, talk to me on Ayew, mate. He's not been bad, is he?
To be honest with you, he's been our most creative player in this half, although I do think that free kick at the end kind of sums him up. But he's actually made stuff happen. But I mean, it's Jordan Ayew, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Locks, why do you want Martin? We've beaten them 4 times, 34. I mean, I don't really buy into the head-to-head record shit. I mean, if you're going to say that, you could say that Cooper's better than Iriola.
Van Nistelrooy, elite, smashed Leicester.
I think it's more like we have to take it out of the context, right, of the stylistic matchup. There's no doubt that if Ross and Martin got us promoted and we were playing against Enzo Maresca's Chelsea, I would be worried because stylistically, when these 2 managers have gone up against each other, Enzo has already always won dominantly as well. But you have to take the context of every game against every game. There's no doubt Ross and Martin had many great games in the Championship with the Southampton side, which, from my expectation, I think their Southampton side last season will be comparable to the strength that ours will likely be. We'll see when the window ends, of course. I think it's somewhat the same, but we will have some more promising youngsters who he can grow into bigger stars if he has the skill set to do so.
Luke, Jordan Ayew?
I got to be honest, he's been decent the last few games. I can't say good, but less shit than he's been all season, where he's been proper turtle, just slow winning free kicks or playing it back. But no, he has been a bit more creative. So give the man his due. I'm not a full 100% hater, but yeah, he is still a turtle a little bit.
Yeah. If we are bragging about Ayew, we are headed to League One, says Dallas Foxes.
He'll definitely do a good job in the Championship, I think. But I don't
Are
want him
you
to do a
mad?
good job. I want him to come in for 20 minutes, use his bum to win us free kicks when we're leading 2-0 or 2-1 in tough games. I want Monk to be starting over him. I want Alves to be starting over him. I want Evans to be starting over him. But I genuinely think he's the perfect option to have for the bench, to bring some corners, to draw some free kicks, to waste some time in those tough games that sometimes you'll have in the Championship where it's really physical and you need that extra bit.
Well, also, if we go direct, that's going to be the big thing with us, man. That's the thing. Enzo was the same, where say you're like, it's 70 minutes into the game, it's 0-0, and you're playing one of those teams that have no intention of attacking. That's when you do actually have to put another attacker on the things and start going more for 50-50s. That's where you want to see Ayew. But I do wonder, because the problem is that a lot of these modern managers, they'll do do you see what Ruben Amorim did against Spurs in the Europa League final? They're like 1-0 down and he changes one wing back for another wing back. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How's the Champions League race looking? Who's getting it so far?
I was going to say, so is it 6th place gets Champions League?
5th place gets Champions League.
Yeah, and
6th place
6th,
gets
right?
Europa League. 7th gets Conference
I
League.
thought 6th gets it as well.
No,
because
they don't.
I always
it
thought
would
it was
only
top
be if
four.
there's someone English team won the Champions
Okay.
League.
I can explain that to you, Luke. Recently, with the changes in the UEFA coefficients and the expansion of the Champions League, 2 more spots have opened up. These spots directly to the Champions League phase will be given out to the 2 nations who combined have the highest coefficient for that individual season. So the Champions League will most likely, going forward, always have 5 Champions League spots because they usually get the most coefficient.
So as it stands, I mean, Villa, Emi Martinez got sent off, so they're down to 10 men. So it's kind of between Forest and Chelsea. If we're assuming that Villa aren't going to win, it's down to Chelsea or Forest. So whoever wins that game gets Champions League, or if it's a draw, Chelsea gets it. So
they're currently drawing, and Chelsea is in 5th place from the updated standings. Newcastle is at 4th on better goal difference. Man City currently winning would go up to 71 points, and Nottingham Forest would get to play, which teams? They'll maybe go to Denmark to play someone like Silkeborg.
Oh, shut up!
Big club, really big clubs they're going against. Oh, you know what? Maybe they're going against Lublin of the Polish league. Let Poznan, mate.
What the fuck are you saying?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's the away days they're getting, bro. They are getting.
He's just making up words at this point.
No.
Right.
The winners of last season in the Conference League were Laponia, Bulensk. Copenhagen played them. Absolutely fucking team.
Let me ask.
They're playing Hearts, or maybe they're playing, one of the big Austrian Bundesliga teams in Rapid Vienna. Enjoy your away day, lads, and fuck you.
Let me ask you this, mate. People were asking for rants. You don't have to give them a rant, but somebody has asked for your
fake
thoughts
it.
on
He has
Patson
to piss me
Daka.
off. I can't
Daka.
fake it. He has to. What about it? What do you want me to know? Like, how mad do you want me to get? Like, how far
To give us your thoughts on Daka so far today, mate.
today?
Well,
what he's
The ghost first touch was the
He's a headless chicken that's allergic to the fucking ball. He's got the first touch of a donkey. A stiff breeze would knock him over. We all know that. He hasn't got as much pace as we were led to believe. We were honey-dicked with that price, unfortunately, with that Salzburg. Like I said earlier, I got hyped up for him to come here. He's done nothing. If you go on the Facebook group, right, you go the last 2 years, they say, oh, man, Vardy should retire. Well, we deserve to lose. We should be playing Daka. That's where the hatred started, because fucking they had all these like 20,000 like absolute invasion of the Zambians on the Facebook page talking shit, giving it large. And then it went to, look what he did in the 4-game Spartak Moscow game. He scored 4 goals. Even Chris was defending him LTRD TV. It was driving me fucking crazy. Now I am getting pissed off. So he has to have 2 up top. He can only play good if Kel plays up top with him. What the fuck do you mean, bro? He's just been an absolute fucking pile of dog poo. He's probably going to score now because of this, and I'm going to have to bend the knee again and talk about how I was joking and all that. But is that happy?
Yeah.
Happy Shrek?
yeah, man, that's good enough. Luke wants Daka in sparring tomorrow, says Greg. I'll tell you what, here's a question for you all. Let me come to you first, Neil. I have a controversial pick for who I think is going to win the Premier League next season.
Who is it?
Newcastle United.
Wow.
Okay, it's saucy.
It's not that crazy, but how big is their squad is what I would say.
Well, I
'Cause
think
they
they're
are
going to
gonna be in
keep
the
Bruno. They're going to keep Bruno. They're going to keep Isak.
Yeah.
If they keep hold of them and add, I don't know. I think they could do it. I think they could do it. What do you reckon, Neil? Who are you saying, mate? Who's your pick? Just Man City back to the best, or Liverpool?
No, I don't think they will be. To be honest with you, I'd have to wait and see what the transfers are like. I mean, if Liverpool are going to sign Florian Wirtz, you got to say they're in with a chance of defending
That's
it,
true.
aren't they? But no, I agree with what you're saying. I think Newcastle are really impressive. I just think they're unlucky that they can't increase their squad. So if you think about it, this season, were they in the Champions League? I don't think they were, right? They were out of it
Not this season.
Yeah, so they had a better
this
chance to play all the games. I mean, that honestly, what I think will happen next season, Locks, is because 10 teams are in Europe, I think you're going to get some whack league again where basically the Premier League is so ridiculously hard that, you know, it's a big disadvantage actually playing those extra games. Like, look at it. Like, we can say that Europa League final was awful, and it was, but it says a lot that 16th and 17th in the Premier League still got to the final. And not only did they get to the final, but like Man United even slapped Bilbao and Sociedad on the way, didn't they? So it shows you the strength of it. So I actually don't know. I think it depends on it. I mean, I don't know if Arsenal got Gyökeres or something like that, I could see them having the chance. So I'm non-committal right now. Sorry.
Arsenal will never win the Premier League as long as Arteta's at the club. I'm convinced.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah,
Doc, who you say? Who's your pick right now for Premier League next season? And just a quick, it can't be Copenhagen.
I mean, they're my favorite for the Champions League next season if they win the league. No, I'm joking, of course. I think with the signings that has been rumored, I think Liverpool could get it right. Frimpong, Wirtz, those would be brilliant additions to an already great squad. I think them or City are my two initial favorites. But as Anil says, so much depends on the transfer window. I mean, if Chelsea actually starts buying some proper players, they have the manager capable of bringing them to the champions.
He's going to pull out the shirt next season.
I think.
What? I have something. I actually have something underneath to show, guys. I know it's just my name. I'm not going to do that. But
Luke, if you were able to spend 10 minutes in a room with Enzo Maresca, you'd peg him. He'd love it.
He'd let himself get pegged more like.
Yeah, and suck his cock at the same time.
Whoa!
Drunk Ducky is absolutely unhinged, and I'm all here for it, man. We need to encourage Andreas to drink on every stream.
I've had one beer, mate. I'm by no means drunk. It's just a frustratingly boring game, and I'm nervous about the fact that Copenhagen haven't won the title yet, so I say crazy things.
Go on, Luke. Why do you think Chelsea are going to win the Premier League?
I think it depends on like some of the players that he gets in certain areas, and I think he could definitely improve, even though they've spent an absolute arm and a leg at that fucking team. I think he's going to move on a lot of that bomb squad, get other people in, get the actual depth that he wants, although they have obviously lots of it. But I have obviously blind faith in Enzo Maresca. I think he's going to continue to implement his style, get the other players he needs in. I think Man City are going to drop off. I think the only question mark is Liverpool, to be honest with you. I can't see Arsenal winning it or any other club. I've got basically Chelsea or Liverpool, top two next season.
Chelsea have got Esteval coming in, by the way. The wonder kid.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if he lives up to the hype or not. Every time I see him like on Reddit Soccer, he's scoring some banger. It's quite crazy that he's that good at that young.
Luke, I've just noticed as well, you've got sleeves. What's going on, man? Why have you got sleeves on? Yeah, why have you got sleeves?
It's cold here, dude. It's like pissing down the rain. It's just starting to come into winter.
What's
right
cold?
now.
20 degrees?
Yeah, we're warm-blooded people here, bro. I complain easy when it's cold here.
What is it actually? Like
fucking freezing.
What is actually the weather?
Actually? What's the actual?
All right, second half's about to kick off. No changes from Rude. What a surprise. Do you think any of the youngsters will get any minutes?
Straight out, I think I'm going to need to get a blanket. It's 9 degrees right now. I'm freezing my
9 degrees Celsius. Wow. That's actually crazy. It's 16 in Denmark, mate. Get fucked.
Yeah.
I'm joking. It's grey and raining in Denmark too. So
I remember early on in the season, though, it's kind of funny speaking to Luke. It'd be like 2 degrees outside, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's 37 here in Oz," or something like that.
And I'll be in a fucking wife beat. That's funny that because I always got called out for that's just like a normal thing in Australia, but for whatever reason the UK
understandable
with
the weather
thing to do.
Wait, what? What did you say, Luke?
people would always laugh and be like, "Oh, Luke's wearing like a vest," or you guys called it something funky. It's just a singlet here in
wife
Australia,
beater.
but like,
Yeah.
it makes me look like a
The
fucking
wife
wife
beater.
beater or a fucking pisshead or something, I guess.
It's 34 degrees in Malmo, and that's why Sweden is best.
Oh yeah, because 34 degrees.
don't-
I can promise you this. I can promise you this. 34 degrees in Scandinavia is not fun. It's too much because our country is not built to survive that heat. So you're literally
Well, that's
just
what we
living in a-
say, man. This is
Yeah,
what
it's
we
the-
say in England. We
Of
say
course, it's the same thing. We're about the same line, mate. We're
We've
about
got
the same
no
line.
AC.
Skip the forward
No,
pass
No, of
gives it
course we
away.
don't have AC. Our houses are built to retain heat. So it's not fun being in Sweden when it's 34 degrees. You're actually hating yourself. It's unbearable. As we do
But
get
when
kicked
it's
off.
38 degrees in Sweden, the girls don't wear as much.
Yeah, if you go out to the naked beach, of
And
course
as we've
it's
already
really fun.
established.
I mean, and you'd have to be down horrendously to do that, mate. As we are on the way with the Swedish commentators for the second half.
Andreas, what part of Cyprus you in? You in Larnaca or you in Nicosia? I had a job there once.
Anil is girl crazy. Indeed. As we're back to defending in the 4-4-2. Patsandaka and Jordan Ayew, the high pressers.
Nicosia, oh, well, then it's less fun there, that's for sure, because you haven't got the beach next to
Let's see
you.
this. Bournemouth goes wise. Semenyo with a good chance early on. Mount Fast does get the block in as the
Deals
cross
of it.
was attempted.
Oh, nice.
It's down to this you and me, and actually some good conversation for one side.
What are Lux and Luke doing to one another right away? Right now, that's what I
They're
want to
looking
know.
up what is it? Martin Russell's girlfriend or wife, Lucy Pinders. Had to have a quick word with her if you get my drift. There's the cross comes in or not the cross, the long throw in. Luke Thomas heads it away. Casey McAteer could look for something on the break, but is stopped by Smith. Plays it back to Taylor. Yeah, and it's fair to say the atmosphere is not electric here at Vitality Stadium. It's a bit flat. It's a bit ironed out, as I think Bournemouth have reconciled with themselves that there won't be any European football, and we all know exactly what we'll be doing next season.
Yeah, no, it's
around in the championship.
classic dead rubber game at the end of the season, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Who
even
have
the ball
Ipswich got
boys look
today?
uninterested. What? Sorry.
Who are Ipswich playing today?
I can't quite recall actually. I do think it's fair to say we need to get
I'll look it up.
18th. Any bit of money
They're
in the
playing.
club
They're
helps us,
down 1-0 to United right now.
Nice,
James
nice.
Ward-Prowse scored.
because it is an extra 3.5 million quid, right? Every penny counts at this point for the club. So that would be nice. As Jordan Ayew, as the ball gets kicked up the field, gives away a free kick on Marcus Senesi. He is beautifully balled, Jordan Ayew, might I add. Does very much suit him with that round head of his.
I've got to say this again. I'm surprised that Ipswich got away with not being rinsed for being crap. We know we're terrible, but I mean, they spent a lot of money, and again, losing
They
at home.
spent way more than us. They spent 150 million, and they have done worse than this Leicester side that lost their manager, that lost their best player, and were unable to reinvest it wisely.
Because next season they'll start as favourites, but you know what? In the last couple of seasons, they've not actually been the favourites for anything, and I do wonder if that will be something that. Like, do you see what happened with Sheffield United? They were actually top of the championship with 6 games to play, 2 points clear. They bottled it hard. Then they went to the playoffs and they got to the final and they took a lead with a great goal and they bottled that as well. Right. And that's the thing is that when you're used to, like, do you know what I would say? That's the one thing that I think Leicester did deal with quite well is that, like, we will be going into next season, even if we start on minus 10 points, people will be expecting us to go up. But so far, we tend to sort of be used to that, like knowing that we're going to be one of the flat track bullies of the league. So I do wonder with Ipswich is that, last time round, basically, especially early on in the season, is that Victor Christensen giving away a free kick? Wow, I would never believe that.
I'll say this, both Luke Thomas and Victor Christensen complaining to the referee. It is the slight. He doesn't.
Oh, what a bot!
To be fair, that's well.
He doesn't even touch him. It is.
Yeah, that is a dive.
He's such a bozo. He's
That's a
such a
massive
bozo.
dive.
He's terrible.
Yeah, let's go back and go to your piss again, mate.
Giving away a free kick there, man. I bet we score now. It's all VK's fault.
They are definitely going to score now, and I'm going to get
these were Doc's words against Forest when Luke Thomas gave away a free kick in the exact same spot. By the way.
But we all agree that shouldn't have been a free kick. I don't know about the Luke Thomas one. I can't remember how he gave that away. And it could have not been a free kick too. But yeah, we all know I'm gonna look like a fucking cunt when he scores now. He's gonna bang it in the top right corner like Leicester City did.
Nah, but to be fair, I mean that should never have been a free kick.
Never been a free kick.
Yeah.
And both Luke Thomas and VK agrees on that, as they both complained to the referee.
Yeah, they were left back bros there.
Yeah. Plays it short to Marcus Tavernier, who goes for the shot.
Great save, Stolarczyk. Brilliant save.
Brilliant shot too, man. Brilliant
from our
save.
soon-to-be number one.
I mean, he basically is at this point.
He's had a really good game, and you know, no one could. Sorry.
Great effort, to be fair.
I was literally just going to say, listen to this utter woke nonsense, right? All the games, like who are fighting for Champions League, they all had to wait for the other games to kick off. So the Premier League have like lined them up. So because the Villa game went on longer than the rest, the Chelsea game had to like wait an extra like 3 or 4 minutes after half time so that they all kicked off at the same time.
That's dumb, but at the same time, I understand it though, because it's like if one game finishes early, the other team just puts like all 11 men for. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
That Daka just got kicked in the fucking.
Yeah. Stolarczyk has definitely looked great today. He looks like a Premier League keeper.
We're not,
and not just a Premier League keeper, a good Premier League keeper. Very impressive.
And you see us building from the back again about 5 minutes ago as well. Again, confident on the ball under pressure. Like he's looked good today.
Yeah.
Skip.
Not just
Jordan Ayew, bum of the season.
I think Jordan Ayew's bum of the season is tough, right? He wasn't that expensive. And the thing I don't like is that he's taking game time away from players who I'd rather see play. But you can't deny that he's at the very least had a positive output on the season as Stolarczyk kicked it out of play. I'm going to be honest, Luke. If you're saying Stolarczyk has good distribution, you're smoking crack, mate. He's been bad on distribution.
Victor's the biggest bum.
So you could make an argument.
Your face is the biggest bum.
Go back and watch the whole game afterwards, right? Like without any Danish beers, like because I think that he's made at least 2 days. I agree with you. He's the same level.
That's the third time he's kicked it out of play. And I promise you, Luke, I love Stolarczyk. I want him as my number one next season. I want the best for him, but there's no doubt his distribution, especially the longer passes,
against Ipswich, his distribution was really bad.
Chelsea scored this game. I'm only talking this game.
Yeah, and this game,
I'm only talking. Yeah,
the longer passes have been the issue for me, Luke, because 3-4 times have I seen it gone out for throw-in to Bournemouth from a long.
I agree, but he the whole season with Enzo.
Chelsea have scored.
Yeah, Wilfred and Bilal have got a case of transferitis. It's quite common on the last game of the season. Looks like Howson for Bournemouth also has got a bit of transferitis.
Easily beaten as a long ball comes down the flank about fast.
Oh, the master of anticipation. No one beats him down the wing.
He's sending kisses out to the Lazio scouts in the crowd here, begging for them to come and save him as Luke Thomas emphatically wins the header to prove me wrong and call me a nonce or something probably afterwards on Twitter for all the things I've said about him. As it gets played back out to Smith, who could put in the cross, and he stops it. First time in history, Luke Thomas stops a cross. It is unbelievable. History has been made at the Vitality Stadium.
Doc, let me ask you some genuine question. Do you think Wout Faes starts for Denmark?
No, we have Joachim Andersen and AC Andreas Christensen, who plays at Barcelona. We have great defenders, mate. Great centre backs.
Does Vestergaard only play when he's for depth? Basically,
yeah, I mean, Andreas Christensen basically hasn't played more than an hour of football in the past year. He's been injured so much, and he's by far our best defender. And then when we're playing in a 3-back, we have Vestergaard as well because he can play the good passes, and then you have people to cover his weakness off the speed. So it's all about the tactical setup, right? But if you pair him with Connor fucking Cody and expect something miracle, VK and Daka pressing high as Kepa Arabasilaga or whatever he's called gets out to claim the ball. Yeah. Miscommunication between one donkey and the other as they run into each other instead of winning the ball. Now it's Bournemouth. Switches the play
great
out.
crossfield ball there today.
Up against Luke Thomas. Bluetooth defending, doesn't commit to the challenge, as easily gets beaten. Same for VK though, as the cross now comes in. Back post! Semenyo on the counter, doesn't quite strike it nice, and it flies over the bar. That was Thomas who was.
That was Thomas.
That's the Bluetooth defending I don't like. VK though, way too easily beaten as well. It's a shit off. I thought Philip
Southampton have scored. Southampton have scored.
1-1 there.
Ipswich have scored as well. 1-1.
Yeah, I thought that Ipswich would probably win today, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Southampton against... But again, it's all dead rubbers, isn't it? It's like Palace are beating Liverpool, are they not? It's like no one cares. 50% pass completion for Skip. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know, mate, Liverpool have put in fucking stinkers,
Oh my God.
you
I
know.
streamed
Yeah, for a long time
Copenhagen.
now.
Copenhagen scored again. My stream was fucking behind. I just saw it like 30 seconds later.
Oh, so that's confirmed pretty much, is it?
Basically.
Do you know
they
what?
need to throw this-
Go on, mate. Go on, sorry.
No, I don't have anything else to say. I'm just fucking elated.
Who's
Man.
player of the season in Denmark? Is it that
It has to be Victor Forholt. He's so fucking good. 19 years of age. But
Yeah,
Jordan
he's a wonder
Larsen-
kid on FM. I remember.
You guys-
Yeah,
you
I
guys-
signed
Do
him.
you guys
once
remember
or twice.
Larsen? I can't remember his dad's name, but Larsen, who played in the Premier League, a Swede, not Jordan, but he was an icon in FIFA. But his son plays for Copenhagen, Jordan Larsen, and he just scored a fucking worldie. Never mind. Sweden's a
Oh,
great
penalty.
Oh, another pen? No.
No.
They're going to get one, though, the way that this is going.
Doc, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
Greg, I heard
You-
about this.
I'm so
wank off
dude, I
Liverpool
can't,
and
man. It's
Palace.
so fucking big. We missed the title last.
Nah, that's a
year.
dive as well,
Lock it
Bournemouth.
up.
What do you mean it's big, man? You guys win it every season. It's a
No.
Farmers League.
Now, look. We didn't win it last season.
Shooting
And
flashes
the,
in barrels.
the thing that I have to say as well is the only way you get Champions League football in Denmark, which is so much money for any Danish club, is by winning the league. We only have one Champions League spot. So that's why, even if we win it every year, winning it is so crucial. Because for Copenhagen, it's part of their business model and their strategy to get there every other year. And we missed it this year because we didn't win it last year. So it is absolutely massive for us. And I can guarantee you, Victor Forholt, remember the fucking name.
Spell it in chat for us, please.
Dude,
Yeah, it
take a look
sounds
at
like
him.
you're just saying the alphabet, to be honest, mate.
That's what I mean. I swear he just makes these names up on the fly most of the
Genuinely,
time.
I'm not joking.
Because
Like,
you're a few beers in, Doug, you might well be making it up. That's what we're all
no,
saying.
look, I'm not joking, right? He was shit on the wing, and then we extended his contract, and people were questioning it. And the coach said, we'll move him to CDM. That's where we know he's best. And we're like, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, no. I had this guy recently in an
Yeah.
FM save, and I was using him as a winger. Interesting. Okay.
And they moved him to DM.
yeah.
And he just fucking exploded. He was one of the best players on the pitch when we played against
Okay,
Chelsea. One of the
okay,
best players on the pitch. He's been top 2 players on the pitch for every game in the past 15 games. And today, in a title
Was he
deciding
like
game,
19 or 20 years old? Is
at
he?
19 years old,
Okay.
picks up the ball from DM, dribbles past 5 opponent members of FC Nordsjælland, and nearly scores. Only the keeper.
Oh my god, that was a cross that Pat Sandaka would be
awful.
proud of.
I swear, Brooks
went
and
straight out
our
of
left
play.
backs are having a shit off. VK Thomas and Brooks are having a shit off.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. We should get rid of the ref as VAR is doing their job anyway. Hey, I'll tell you something, lads. No VAR for us next season, though. No VAR.
Good.
What do you make to how for 46 games?
Oh
of the
my-
championship season?
Luke
Oh
Thomas
no, Luke
giving
Thomas
the
gives the
ball
ball
away.
away there.
Justin Kluivert, get us in the cross.
Get
And
Barella.
Luckily, it's
luckily
a
for Luke
4-1
Thomas,
though.
there's no one there at the back post. Luckily,
Do you know what? This game's quite similar to the last time we played Bournemouth, where they just have chance after chance but just can't score.
Oh no, Daka.
Oh.
We need substitutions,
Thank
man. Get Dakar off.
Get
Get him
Munger
off.
on.
Dakar
Get
off.
on top.
Yeah, he's
how
got to
many
make some
subs,
subs, man. It's like,
Yeah, give us
Fuck
something
off
to
with
cheer
this,
at the
right?
very least, man. I want something to be happy with. Except for the fact that Copenhagen's winning the fucking league.
No VAR in League One either. Win.
mate, I remember League One. That was. Let me tell you, League One, like, you basically couldn't watch the games at all. You had to go and watch them
Yeah.
live. There was just.
Hey, Duck, what do you reckon's a worse league? The Danish league or the Scottish league?
The Scottish League, for sure. The Scottish League has higher highs than us, but the
I
general
don't
level...
know.
Do you reckon,
No,
do you, reckon you
look,
would beat
look,
Celtic? Do you
Hear me
reckon,
out, hear me out.
Copenhagen would beat
Hear
Chelsea?
me out.
Not
Copenhagen,
Chelsea,
Chelsea, last time we played, we knocked them out of the Europa League, first of all. Second of all, in general, I would say the Scottish League has a higher ceiling, with Rangers and Celtic generally being a bit better than Copenhagen and FC Midtjylland. But the general level of the Superliga is for sure, and I guarantee you, for sure, higher than the Scottish League. 100%.
Yeah,
No doubt.
the teams outside of the big, even one in Scotland are really bad.
It is. It's food, fish in a barrel, isn't it?
It's not even Luke. It's not even 2 fish in a barrel these days. It's
Mostly
one
one
fish in a barrel.
I'm
Rangers
just looking here, ChatGPT and it says as of the 24-25 season, Scotland is ranked 14th and Denmark is ranked 16th.
So let me ask you this.
Close. Yeah.
What are they looking at? Coefficients. And what does that equate to? European performances. Have Denmark been good in Europe recently? No. Again, look past the initial number it gives you, Lux. There is way more analytical to that number. Rangers made a Europa League final. Of course, the coefficient they earn from that is going to make up for the fact that Denmark has had teams who've been knocked out of qualification because they suck bare ass. Additionally, and this is a big part of it, because of the fact... No, look, Lux, let me finish.
When were Copenhagen in Europa League? And where did they get to?
Look, they made the quarterfinal 4 years ago against Man United, so suck my balls and eat my
Not the final then. Not the final then. Not the final then. Not the final.
Sip it. When was the last time Celtic made it out of the group stage of the Champions League? Copenhagen did that last year, knocking out United and Galatasaray in the process. Have they played against teams 5 times more expensive than them? And I'm telling you, Greg, last time these two teams played in a friendly between 2023-2024, we played 1-1 away from home when we were about to play fucking Champions League football and Rangers were fucking sucking dick in the Conference League or whatever.
Relax, man.
Big thing here is Denmark, they have had a bad coefficient because we get many different teams that qualify for Europe and they have less coefficient, meaning they are not able to be seeded in the draw. So we've had teams who've been knocked out by like West Ham and all of these Premier League teams in the qualification phase because we are not seeded. And that hurts the coefficient overall. Do you guys know how the coefficient is, calculated? Do you guys know?
Tell us.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So in general, you get 1 point in your coefficient for each win you get. The problem is it's divided up by the amount of teams participating in Europe. So if Copenhagen wins a game, they get 1 point to their personal coefficient, which matters for prize money and the money you get from UEFA. But it will be divided by now 4. Past few years, it was 5. And when you then had teams who got knocked out immediately, it really hurt the coefficient because they weren't contributing, but they were dragging down the average when you then divided the coefficient the individual clubs earned.
That's a really long way of saying that you're wearing red and white tinted glasses.
Look, go back and analyze the matchups between Scottish and Denmark teams, and I'm pretty sure in the past 5 years, Denmark mostly comes out on top. Dude, we beat Celtic away from home 3-1 in the Europa League 5 years ago.
Making Duck crash out.
I actually do agree with Duck though that that overall quality is probably slightly higher in that league.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I agree as well with that.
Like remember, FC Nordsjælland, a team that didn't win anything in Denmark, they battered Fenerbahce 7-1 at home in the Europa Conference League. 7-1.
Yeah, a lot of players get bought by them, especially by Brighton, don't they as well?
Yeah,
I mean, who saw Serie A? Scott McTominay, unbelievable. He got MVP for Napoli, and he scored a freaking, well, it wasn't quite a bicycle kick, but great finish from him.
Yeah.
And have you seen they're going to sign Kevin De Bruyne, Napoli?
They're coming out of a 29 euros bid that they're going to
hold on.
Possible increase. I've seen it.
The master of anticipation dealt with that one.
And VK with the first touch inspired.
Rude needs to make 1 or 2 subs here, man. Like, do you know what? We haven't really talked about the game, but it has been one-way traffic. But I've got to say, defensively, we have actually been quite all right, I think.
We've gotten lucky.
Stalacek been brilliant, but I hate to say it, Wild Fraser's probably had quite a good game today. Actually, other than letting in the chance, so maybe I'll take that.
He is twerking for the Lazio scouts in the crowd. Of course he is.
Goal.
That's a foul.
Is that going to be given?
Foul on Thomas. That's a foul on Thomas.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Act like you've just.
That's not a goal, mate.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Who did they bid for? Napoli. Luke, what are you talking about?
Okay, so I think it's Napoli. I think it's just made a tweet. I'll have to double check it. Either Napoli. I think it's Napoli.
I thought they're going for Kevin De Bruyne and Garnacho, is what I heard.
Yes, that's what I just said. Yeah, Napoli going for De Bruyne. 29 million euros.
Oh, in terms of the wages.
That is a soft free kick. But I think for Thomas, he's lucky that he's bending down, not to be pegged, but to be shoved at the back of the throat. And that will definitely
to be
hurt
fair,
dangerous
I think
area.
the ball went out of play and it like kind of curled back in as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's what
I saw Man City Napoli have to match his Man City wages if they want him.
They're looking at it on VAR though.
You have to judge if that is out. Like,
That's
how
a
would
good
you?
question, actually. I was wanting to know this the other day because I know that Italians are notorious for being proper like tight purse, like cheapskates. But like, what would be the biggest wage bill? Obviously, like it would be like either Inter Milan or like Napoli. I want to see like the whole wage bill compared to some of the other clubs.
Wait, what? Why is Greg spamming Chelsea? What happened? They scored? I thought they scored ages ago. Is it given?
It was. West Ham are up 2-1, by the way.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say, Luke Thomas, if that wasn't a free kick, and it seemed like it might have wasn't, he's lucky not to be the fault for the goal there, by the way.
Shut up, man. He got fouled. He was fouled, man.
Maybe
That's like Christensen winning a penalty and saying he's lucky. He was fouled for the penalty. He was lucky. He was fouled.
But it isn't though, because the referee didn't deem it to be a foul.
I think that was Wild FaZe's mistake for
I
that.
think it was a foul, but the referee didn't give it as a foul. They gave it because the ball was out of play. So of course he's lucky.
Somebody capped.
How have we not made any fucking subs yet, man?
Yeah, this is boring, man.
Bro. Not one sub yet. Fucking
That's classic Rude, isn't it? Is he put 5 youngsters on the bench and not play a single one of them?
Commentary. Copenhagen have a penalty. They're about to go 3-0 up. Last game for the club, the guy I recommended we signed on like £2 million. Kevin Dix, the Indonesian international, in his final game for the club, could bring them up and just that one step closer.
International.
Oh wow, Jordan Ayew with the flicks, but he loses the ball.
Nearly just gets his leg snapped in half as well.
Samari. Oh, Samari. Go on.
No, he's ripping the
that's a
challenge
foul.
in the end.
No,
I think.
Pulled it back.
He's in a
Do you
decent
think
game,
Samari? Well, he probably will leave, won't he? But might be on a loan or something.
Oh, Copenhagen scored.
Yeah, Kevin Dix. He's fucking tucked it home in his final game. I love the guy.
Oh my god, what a terrible free kick. What?
No,
This is even rude, like, what are you doing, bruvs?
Oliver, don't.
Oh, Skip with the interception.
Don't
Oh my
lie,
goodness.
Who will he play it out to? He gets.
Are they trying to break
Yeah,
Jordan
that's
Ayew?
the thing,
That's what I want. Fucking hell, man. Trying to injure my turtle, bro. Get out of here with that shit.
Kevin Diggs is from Holland, born and raised, but he couldn't get
Steaming Duck is absolutely hilarious, man. There should be an award for this, like most steamed member of BTG award next season.
Not even steam, man. I'm just so fucking elated.
I'm all for it. I love it. It's like a different side of you I'm seeing today. I love it.
If someone
It's not often on the stream where someone is more like vociferous than Luke, and Luke is in the stream. It's actually quite impressive.
Celebrating the Chelsea goal in the corner.
This is like you're playing with Messi and you're on for man of the match. Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of levels that we're talking
Don't
here.
lie, you dribbling it home to give up a goal. As Tyler Adams picks it up, plays it back to, I believe, number 21, who I don't know. He's a piss random. Could play it out to Milos Kerkez, who does have Semenyo on his left.
If someone was tuning in for the first time, from Duck's reaction, they'd think we were
5-0 up.
17th place.
Staying up, yeah.
Marcus Tavernier plays it in the cross, back post, Clive empty, but luckily his head is just as whack as his thoughts as he completely whiffs the chance.
I've got Everton are beating Newcastle. Newcastle,
But I thought Newcastle were winning the Premier League next year.
Luck is cooked.
Oh shit! Really? If they're wow. So as it stands, Forest will actually still get in, even though that they're
no. Forest is 7th because they're losing.
Because they're losing.
Are Villa winning then?
Yeah, no, Villa are drawing. So Chelsea and Villa now in 4th and 5th. Newcastle
Bro,
sixth.
why does that
winning the title,
fucking,
Richard?
what's his name? Something Areola fucking nipple looks like a fucking bus driver with that get up, bro. That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Oh, interception, Casey McAteer. Can he get to it?
Look at
Casey,
Oh, wow, that's good play.
Getting into the box, he has been half tackled by somebody.
Sit down, bitch.
Jordan Ayew!
Oh, no fast twitch fibers there. That was Jeremy Monger. Maybe they got on the end of it. That was a good play from Casey McAteer.
I am bored.
Final game of the season. We're gonna have to wait months to figure out what's gonna happen at Mongo. This could be the last chance to see him for like, not even 20 minutes now. Fuck.
Casey
off.
just won that, by the way.
I was going to say he's quicker than you think, isn't he, Casey? He's actually got quite a bit.
He's
of
a
pace
quick
on him.
flow.
His athleticism is good. I know BTG hates McAteer for some reason. And look, he may not be a Premier League player, but he's not the worst.
Let's have a look, Anil.
Who's better, Casey McAteer or Bobby Reed?
Who's about to come on? Is that
I
one or
don't
not?
hate McAteer. I just
is that
don't
one or
think
not?
he'll be Premier League.
Probably.
Surely we don't stop the lone player who's not going to do anything and who has no games for that. He has no reason to play. He's going home next week, tomorrow.
Well, Rude wants a result, but I was going to say that personally, I don't care about the results. I'd rather see the young players.
Am I the only one seeing that as Buonanotte? Who's the only one getting ready? No, someone else.
It does look like him.
Did you do you know the reference here? The 6'4", 6'5" thing.
No, what is it?
On Big Strong Leicester Boys, they had on a loan, one of the old loans managers.
Oh yeah,
I think it's Guy Branston a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And he was bigging up Rudkin, of course, but he said he was like, "Oh, Casey McAteer, 6'4", and all that." And Casey McAteer is fucking 5'10", like he's literally 5'10".
7'1" on someone's own chest. Exactly.
But he does look tall. I think it's his like body.
One
of the peak Leicester City Twitter moments last year was somebody did an analysis on Casey McAteer's like bone density and all that. It sounds like something Manny would do. Like
yeah.
So, Facundo's coming on. Yeah.
Facundo and Monga likely. Please give a debut to either Aluko or Semi Braybrook here as Bubusamari with a horrible back pass, and you can't say Thomas does well with it, but he's been he's been dealt shit there. He didn't do this. He just continued the shit.
How we were talking earlier about
someone else. It's three men are coming on.
The quality difference between Scotland and Dane, and I agree with both Neil, but the biggest thing is like talking of that quality. We forget that Braybrook just came back from Dundee, and I think he played. I think it was like either 3 or 5 games.
Oh, 3 subs. Oh, Daka's coming off. So IU's going up top, I'm imagining. But Jeremy Monga is coming on, as is Ricardo. I didn't even realize Ricardo's on the bench.
Daka's so shit. What the fuck did you do today? Nothing. We're stuck.
He did nothing really.
Look at those two people right now on the screen.
Anyways,
Ricardo Pereira and Monga.
Go on, Luke.
Go on, sorry.
Well, you guys, we just all talked earlier about how poor the rest of the league is in Scotland, and Braybrook's just come back from Dundee and he hasn't even started for them, bro. He's played 3 or 5 games. That's pretty telling of where he's at skill-wise level if he's not even rated at Dundee. So I don't think he's going to be like of the same stratosphere that we talk about with Will Alves or McAteer or any other hopefuls that come from the youth academy. I think that he's going to be
do you know what though, Luke? That's true, but it is weird because he was really bigged up at some point. To be fair, he did his ACL, Sammy Braybrook, which is a bit unfortunate. But you know what? Casey McAteer was on that loan, wasn't he, at like MK Dons or Port Vale or something like that? And then he ended up having a good championship season, so you never know.
By the way, who just got stopped off? Luke Thomas.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you weirdo. Listen, the reason Facundo's come on, they've changed the shape, haven't they? They've changed the shape there to get to get Monga on. But is Monga playing off the left? Of course he fucking is. Oh.
Now I'm trying to work out what's going on there because I thought that IU was going up top. Is he playing Buonanotte up there?
No, he's playing.
He's got to be IU up top, surely, right? But
yeah. Imran just WhatsApped Samare shit, Daka shit.
He ain't lying. And FC Midland are losing. They are such a shit team. They should just liquidate the club, man. Genuinely human beings living in a fucking pothole of a city. No one wants.
Ball across, defended well, JJ.
Well defended. Was that Ricardo in the middle of that defense, by the way? I thought he would be right back, but probably inverted as we lost the ball. You can see communication being given from Ricardo as well, the captain of the team. He should be the captain next year, no doubt about it.
You bring on a lone player last game of the season instead of giving youth a chance.
That's a big problem. I agree. Cross in from Bournemouth, and Sabiani rises highest. And
they've got the goal.
Antoine Semenyo
got the goal.
at home. You can say it's not deserved.
Nah,
it's all over us, and
a
bit of luck in the box. We'll have a look as it comes back, but it's a tap in, and the reaction's just not quite there.
Man City.
Let's have a look. Cross comes in. Sabani wins it. And Semenyo is essentially unmarked as we have 3 people on Sabani and not one person wins it. Sumare, VK, and
he's massive though, isn't he? He's 6'5". That's the physicality of the Premier League.
3 people marking him, and there is no doubt that this goal will stand.
He's not going to get
commentator
manager of season after that.
So Lucy Pinder.
VK
was
is
VK's
terrible.
fault.
You're right,
That was
Peter. But
VK's
same
fault.
thing goes for Thomas. They're both shit. I can't believe I'm even having to say this. They are both crap.
I think everybody knows that.
No, but I'm seeing people in chat. It's just. I'm never
Lucy Binder is massive in the right areas, that's for sure.
VK assist.
Impact subs. Do you know what
What's
they
the
rate? That is one of
VK
things you see
Somali?
that happen quite a lot. That when subs are made, that they are vulnerable in set pieces because people don't know who to pick up. But as Duck says, can't say that's undeserved.
Not watching game. You know what? If that's the dedication to your hate watch, I do respect it. I respect the hate watching.
Well,
Fair.
I'll say one thing. Luke Thomas comes off. We concede a goal. As simple as that.
That's the 5 IQ going through there.
Yeah, just saying.
Thanks a lot, Christensen.
Just saying.
Thanks a lot,
just saying.
Jansen. It's definitely your fault.
Yeah, just
It is
saying.
definitely. It's you know what? Soon as Ricardo Pereira comes on, we concede. Get him off the pitch. He's the worst.
Yeah,
player
get him
ever.
off. Get him off. Get him off. Get him off.
What about? Get him going. I
Haaland
want to see
scored.
Loxley
Aaron
back,
White. Look, Aaron White. I'll tell you this directly. If you look back at that and believe the main reason wasn't
Look at his
Sumari,
first
who was the main man marker,
Yep,
1-0 Bournemouth. Go buy some glasses, mate. They look completely different.
I think people are just winding you up. You're just biting now, Doc.
They
You're
are
just
winding me up.
biting.
And look, that's the best content we're going to get on the stream. If I act angry, it's the best content we're getting. There is no doubt that I'm all smiles today with Copenhagen winning the fucking league.
Has Victor Christensen scored for Leicester? He must have, right?
Only
He
scored
hasn't.
one goal for Copenhagen.
Neither Samari.
Final game, actually.
Yeah, Samari's maybe. Well, actually, Samari should have scored as well, man. Actually, if you're a central midfielder, expect
The
something.
ball
at
did
some
not
point.
come off VK, Aaron. Why?
Can we just say, is Oliver Skip even on the pitch?
No, he got taken off.
He's just a total passenger, isn't he?
And just
Did he get
instant, by
subbed?
the way, the build up.
Before?
Look at how much Ricardo helps in the inverted position.
Yeah.
And now Ayu plays it in to Ricardo, but there's a bit of miscommunication, not enough weight on the
Oh,
ball.
lovely
look at
Ricardo.
that.
Easy
Like
Mackett
it's
tries to cross it in. Gets blocked, keeps it though on the edge of the box, back to Ricardo, who looks to try and shift the play, plays it back to Justin. And we try and
Man, we look so much better in this shape. It's just all
Wait,
seasons long.
Ricardo's in the 11. That's why
Yeah,
he makes all the difference.
the ball.
Yeah.
It's a bit wrongly placed there. from
yeah,
Silva.
that was not the best ball.
Ah,
But
jinx.
the idea was good as he does try and win it back, but gets beaten.
Luke's camera looks like he smoked a bot. Have you turned your lights off or something?
Yeah, I just realized that looks like I'm on like a Ghost Hunters fucking episode. I feel like there's a fucking guy to get the rock up
Ace
behind me. I was
Mackett here.
confident it was
Luke
Oh,
to
wait,
Jordan
wait,
Ayew, who shoots. Goes
Nah,
wide.
that's such a
Everyone
tight
looks
angle.
it up, but the offside is given.
put the light back on.
Luke's
Straight
hot
to the
box is
nose, bro.
It does look like that. It's steaming all over in there.
It's like that guy who comes on the watch on the calling Tom. Do you know Tom? His camera's always like really. It just looks like it's full of smoke in his room, man.
11,000.
Dean Olsen coming on for his last game.
As Marcus Senesi walks off. The great Argentinian. Disappointed to lose his place, I believe, in the starting 11 throughout the season, as he was the main starter before Dean Huijsen took his place. But you could say understandably so, as the kid's now heading to Madrid.
Oh, Skip's gone off. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Swedish
Went
corner
off.
for Luke. It's Tom. Here he is. My camera does. Yeah, he was. I called him out, and he's. No, I'm not calling you out. Yeah, it's just your camera's.
We love
like,
Tom. We love Tom.
steamed. Oh, here they come again, Semenyo.
On the play, shifting the side to this VK side. Let's see if it's slander or praise as number 21 looks to take on his man, and VK safely beats it and gets it out to a throw. Incredible. Not even Prime Maldini would do that. It's unbelievable how good he is. Master of anticipation. 25 million at the least in the first installment. Triple that over 3 years. I'm joking.
How much do you reckon we'll get for him?
I'll be happy if we get 10.
Yeah, that's probably what I think we'd get for him.
Yeah, I agree with Richard here. We need to bring on Braybook just to see what he can do.
Well, like, even Bournemouth now are just making the charity substitutions. It's like,
Dean Huijsen has his farewell.
yeah, you haven't missed anything, Ethan. You actually haven't. Have we made anything this half? Can't really remember it. It's classic
Kluivert
rude
and
ball, just
Semenyo.
sideways and back. FC.
Is that Cook who's come on, I believe, as he puts it out to number 21. Could look for the cross. Does get it through in the end. Back post, James Justin. Makes up for VK's mistake. Kick into the box, VK.
Oh,
Oh, well done, VK. Well done, mate.
fair play. 2 blocks there.
In the end.
2 blocks.
So shut your mouth, you little cunt.
I love
Whoa!
what you say.
Whoa!
It's the Aussie Dane.
Hey, there's only one man who's allowed to say that word. Thank you.
I've been told by Luke. Luke has always backed me up when I say that word. So, cheers.
When
You're the real
when
Definitely the
it's not,
Danish
it's
flavour
not
on
a
it's beautiful.
swear word. Yeah, it's not
It
a
is
swear
not.
word in Australia.
Ricardo
In Australia.
looks for the build-up, finds Buonanotte.
Yeah, it's an integral part of
Aussie.
Aussie dialect. I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah. Norway 10
Villa,
mil-
Villa 1-0 down.
So what does that mean? Is that a Forest in the Champions
Chelsea,
League?
Chelsea, Newcastle.
Wow, okay. It just shows you how much the pressure is, though, all these teams. Like Newcastle at home to Everton, you'd think they'd walk that.
Forest, ole, ole.
What happens if Forest draw? Do they make it?
Yeah.
If Forest score an equaliser, they go
League.
6th on goal difference.
No, okay.
They're currently 7th. Yeah.
Buonanotte, Ayew could do something here. As it's a bit of a bounce close to the box. It gets cleared and it goes to kind of Cody, who finds.
No, that is straight up fact.
100% true.
EK on the ball.
Yeah,
Let's see.
match.
Is the pass good? Boring backwards pass, mate. Out to kind of Cody, who finds out fast. The double inversion, actually. I'm seeing both Justin and Ricardo invert here.
Well, that's going to be what the case next season with Russell Martin, that's for sure.
James Justin finds Ricardo, plays it out to Buba Samara, who takes a wider position this time.
Half decent build.
McAteer has tucked himself in nicely in the inverted forward position, and he finds the best player to ever play for Leicester City. Victor Christiansen beats his man and plays it back out to Boobs. Back to VK, and he's so shit he doesn't do anything with it. He dribbles out and plays it out to Boobs, who finds Jordan Ayew, another great player for Leicester City.
How much better are we playing, though? Once again,
We are.
when Ricardo
Offensively,
comes
we
on,
actually look like we got a clue now.
Ricardo's a big part of it.
Low key.
Ricardo's integral for our build-up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he definitely
100%.
should be playing it. I want him in the double pivot next
James
season.
Justin could get the cross in. Jordan Ayew unable to connect with it as Steve Huijsen gets on it first.
Lacking that quality in the final third, though, today, I've got to say, though.
Don't you think though, Anil, this is a carbon copy of so many games we've seen this season where Rude finally makes the change late on and we're just all over the you know what I mean?
Yeah. Adrian, you're right. That's exactly true. It's James Justin who's inverting. It's not Ricardo.
Now, though, Bournemouth could like to do something on the counter. Great ball through 2 lines of defense.
Oh,
it's
this is
VK
bad.
Kanakodi and Wout Fastback in what is a 4v3 currently. Ricardo now joins in. I believe Evan Nilsson plays it to Tyler Adams.
Ricardo just
Finds
got
number
megged.
21.
No.
And it
What
does
was
go
Victor
wide.
doing?
What do you mean? He came to
This striker for Bournemouth is terrible, by the way.
Yeah. Number
He's like
21.
fast, but that's
Who
it.
is number 21? He is a dog shit player.
Jebison.
Daniel Jebison, fly back to
what
the
a
eat maple syrup.
Brick face.
Look at that finish, bro. You're just like Patson Daka, mate. Please retire. Now look though from the build-up. James Justin finds
Oh, you should have let that go, Buonanotte. That was not meant for you. That was meant for Monga.
Oh, right. Of Casey McAteer. Now
Where's
though,
that?
Bournemouth on the attack. Do you goon to VK? No. I luckily am a human who wouldn't do that stuff.
Joe says, big up to the guys for the content this season, for everything you've done. Great content, week in, week out, even through this shit show. Yeah. McAteer's down injured here. Looks serious.
No, no.
Let's hope Evans comes on then. Get me Gold and get me Evans, and I'll be happy. Or Petty Aluko, or Braybrook. 2 of those 4, get him on now, Rude. Or I will find your address and I'll send you some poo. Something like that. Cow feces, maybe. I don't know.
What? Liverpool have had a man sent off. Gravenberch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Young player of the season, by the way. VK should have won that.
Shut up.
I'm joking.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what's fun. You know, Liverpool are only going to end up. They're only going to finish on 2 points more than we did when we won the league. And you know, everyone says, "Oh, Leicester. You know, Leicester were the worst title winners and all this."
Yeah, they've lost more games as well. I mean, we didn't get that many points, but we only lost 3 times, and one of those losses was in the last minute of the game. To only lose 3 times all season, for a team like us is actually absurd. I think we've lost
Here's
like more
Jake
time.
Evans.
Yeah, Evans is coming on.
That's what we like to see.
Go on,
Do
lad.
you get what I mean? I said on the stream last week, he's got that like Hazard look to him. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he does.
Yeah,
he does.
yeah,
he
man.
does. Do you know what though? The
Um,
only sad thing about Jake Evans is we've learned that he's a Spurs fan. I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
And they're linked with him, so he's definitely going to go as soon as they
What?
as soon as they come in.
He's
for him.
how did the fuck did that happen? That's disgusting. That shouldn't be allowed. What do you mean, bro?
Out of all the things that have been said today, that's the thing that's got Luke's
Hyped
ears
him up,
pricked,
yeah.
yeah.
Come on, bro. You
Is-
can't come up for the academy and support Spurs and Leicester, bro. That's disgusting. That's bad leadership. His dad has to be a
Oh,
fucking
it was off
Spurs
the
fan.
ball as well. It was off the ball. I think he jarred it. You know,
And I just
off the
missed it. Can
ball.
you go back to that? Sorry, I have to keep chopping and changing streams.
Go
Do
back
you
to
guys
what?
like the Ice Kings kit? But like, don't worry about it. Was the foul dodgy or what?
No, it wasn't even a foul. It was like off the ball. He just like rolled his ankle.
Jake Evans, what a kid, what a lad.
Here we go.
Number
Here
91 and
is
number 93.
Jake Evans.
No, not the age of my grandma. It is simply the Wonder Kids for Leicester.
I don't think anyone in that academy is a Leicester fan, if I'm being honest. But you can become a fan if you're a professional footballer. It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? Though, because it doesn't really matter who you support, right? You do your job.
Mm-hmm. Jordan Ayew heads it through. The young kids try and contest it. Jeremy
Monga and
Monga looks
Evans on.
trying
Oh,
to beat
nice
his man.
turn, Jake. Monga. Oh,
Right.
lovely feet.
Brilliant quick feed as Jordan
Oh,
Ayew.
Manning
Jordan
is
Ayew
the
shows you why he's the
screaming
Chugosaurus.
fastest fibers.
Oh my God, please, man. Please. Take
I agree with Peter here. Jake Evans' mum cuts his hair. It is a bit of a. It's not the best. It's a bit of a Spurs haircut, if I'm being honest.
Is Reedy there? Reedy's normally visible in the crowd.
Yeah.
Handcuffed to fucking Phil.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it, man. I was waiting for it.
You can't see him in the crowd yet, that's for sure.
Let's see if he. Yeah, no, he's not there. Luke looks like that one person who looks in the shower. Oh man! You know what? Actually, actually, look.
I'm creeping.
No.
people out.
Hold on. Look, this is like prison here. Look. Bend over the dog.
Well, how we doing, Luke? Want to say cunt a few times?
Drop the soap. Drop the soap.
Yeah, I'll start this camera.
That's crazy. That is
It's all
absolutely
good, Luke. Don't worry, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Jeremy Monga against Smith gets beaten initially. Dean Huijsen plays it through. And they do play through a defense very well. But luckily, number 21 is so dog shit. As now Semenyo gets a shot.
Oh, great strike. Anton Semenyo, 2-0. Yeah.
Victor should have closed that down. I'm joking. Yeah, good goal for Semenyo. We've seen him do that a couple times this season.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's one of, I mean, Bournemouth might lose a lot of players this season. He'd be another one that a lot of them will be after.
He's linked to United, Semenyo.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
surprised.
that's his career down the gurgle if he goes there. They're the kiss of death.
Boots, man. Boots needs to get it gone there. He gets the assist, basically.
Samare, he should have just cleared it there. Exactly. He's trying to be cute. He's just got a fucking. He's under pressure. He gets robbed off the ball, and it's a great strike. No, I think it's a fair result, to be honest with you. If you look at
We've been poor. We've been piss poor.
the balance of play.
Genuinely, just fucking sack
Fucking
the man.
pace
Just
of
sack the
strike.
ball, sack the club, and
Yeah.
start from a scratch, man. I'm tired of this, man.
I think the worst thing is in the classic Rude Van Nistelrooy. It's just another day where you can never see us scoring.
Look, if this was the result and we had started with Braybrook, Betty Aluko,
Then no one would care. No one would care. Yeah.
We'd just be seeing the kids have a run out. I'd be happy for that. But I've seen
Yeah.
all the fucking pensioners pick up their paycheck, take VK out. Thank you. He hasn't been good today. Who's you getting on? Is that Boyle?
Aluko.
Oh, that's Aluko. Hey,
Luko,
go on, Aluko.
go on, lad.
Oh,
Where's he playing?
Is this
Because
the
he's a
best left
fullback
back
as
role?
well, isn't he? Is he come on
Oh
for
my-
Victor? Yeah.
fucking hell, Hannibal Lecter's coming on for Bournemouth, bro. Who the fuck is that?
Alex Scott in danger.
Did you see that? What is he
Yeah, I
wearing?
saw it. I've never seen a face mask like it.
Penalty to Man United.
Yeah.
And Luko
You guys-
instantly wins the ball. Best left back at the club already. No doubt about it. as we win the free kick. He's number 77.
The
number
newest
77.
charity sub from Rude, another one.
He might be, but I mean, it does say something that, like, I actually thought that some other players in the academy would get appearances, given that we got relegated. So, you know, it suggests to me that these three, we will see them around the first team next year.
Yeah, so there is, we're in the 90th minute. We have, well, we'll see what the added time is, but a few.
How many shots have we had in this game? 3?
Let's have a look.
I don't think we've had 3.
We have had. Oh wait, no. I was about to say that was freaking me out. I clicked on the wrong game. It said 12. We have had. Why is it not telling me? It's not telling me for some reason.
And how many on target? Don't think you've had any on target.
There we go. We have had 3 shots, 0 on target.
Yeah.
And they've had
19, 6 on target. Says it all.
Yeah.
That's rude ball in a nutshell. And as you
checking
say, if
there?
we'd have played the youngsters from the start, then we wouldn't have cared about that. But just really, yeah, even the software's bored.
What I will say is, enjoy the fact that this is it. There is no more of this Premier League fucking pain after these 5 minutes. There's hopefully no more of this fucking rude 5-back formation that just doesn't work and sucks the life and happiness out of my day. Hopefully,
Yeah, this club's fallen so hard though, man. We're not
falling so hard. But hopefully, whatever comes after these 5 minutes, it's on the right way. It's a direction. It's a way to build towards the future of the club, because this can't keep happening, man.
Well, everybody, watch it, drink it in. The last 5 minutes of football that isn't Martin Ball. Martin comes next, baby. Russell Martin. We should just call it Pinder Ball. Let's call it Pinder Ball.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, Lucy Pinder Ball. Yeah.
Put her on the thumbnail. How many emergency streams do you think we'll do between now and Tuesday, Lux? Definitely have one.
I genuinely believe this, guys. Tomorrow he will be sacked. I'm convinced.
I think that's
Yeah. He will be. Yeah.
And Luco wins the ball, loses it to the number 21 as our Ricardo picks it back up. That number 21 is fucking lengthy, man. He's like a 2-meter fucking snake with those legs. He got 1.5 meters of fucking bare legs, mate. Should be a model.
Oh, Luca's
Martin,
quite tall,
here we go. Tonight he'll be sacked. Yeah, I'm sure he's watching this, Russell Martin. If rumours are to be believed, he will be the next manager. So, yeah. Emergency stream tomorrow.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is normally with Leicester, they don't like. It's a bank holiday. Remember, they don't like working on a bank holiday. They don't like working full stop. Right, so it could be till Tuesday. But
sadly, the truth.
I think they'll announce Rude sack tomorrow, and Martin will be in on Tuesday. That's my prediction. So that's why I think, Locks, we might have 2 emergency streams.
Yeah, even the broadcast providers don't want to give me any more here because my screen is cut to black. As they, they're like, my mystery.
Mercy.
Neil, this
it's
is
mercy.
what we're talking about, man. We'll sack the manager tomorrow, but we won't hear about Martin officially until like next fucking week or something.
No, we won't hear.
They might wait until June the 1st to announce him, just for
because they've clearly been talking to other managers, even though they said they hadn't. So they'll make it seem like, oh yeah, we haven't got anyone lined up. We'll wait a week and then fucking announce it.
Europa League champions Tottenham Hotspur 4-1 down at home.
Holy shit! Hannibal Lecter here. Alex Scott standing over the free kick. Just don't.
For what it's worth, by the way, like I would rather Danny Roll, but it ain't gonna happen. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, Danny Roll, man.
Is it Memorial Day tomorrow? Is that what it's called, or is it Labor Day? I forget.
I do not know. 2 minutes, 1.5 rather, and it's quite.
Or is it Labor Day but Memorial Weekend or something like that?
It is quite telling to think about that this is the last minute of Premier League football we'll see in a year at the very least, maybe even more.
Yeah,
5 years.
Leicester City. It is a sad tale to what 2 years ago, 3 years rather, I should say, 4, if we're really looking positively at it, of challenging for the top, being the difference maker now, one of many, as we lifelessly look to just lump our way back to what some might soon perceive to be our coming home. The championship awaits.
Straight back down. Leicester City, straight back down. Get
This is
that
not
marketing
ironic
campaign going.
that the final game we play at is the smallest ground in the Premier League, a ground.
Glenn, 100%. Tune in on Tuesday. We'll talk about how we fix the club, but I totally agree. Disrespect is the word that I would use.
And
It's not even that the club have been bad. That can and will always happen with sort of, teams that aren't part of the big money clubs, but it's the lack of respect that is shown
some Jerry Munger to the back post
to the fans.
Power on it. It's a bit melancholic, this, right? Because you're happy the pain is over of watching this week in, week out. But it's worrying for what the future holds as my broadcast writer once again refuses to let me watch this misery unfold. It's been 3 years. One of it was joy, but that was all due to the fact we were playing in a league below. 2 years.
It's all going to come down to what else is happening in the league now for that last bit.
There we go.
There we go. Leicester relegated without
good riddance. Flush down the toilet. One of the worst seasons in memory comes to conclusion with another defeat. No goals scored, starting the OAPs. Decided to start with Luke Thomas and Victor Christensen in this game. No Bilal El-Khanous or Wilfred Ndidi. And Ruud van Nistelrooy, good riddance, let's be honest. Exactly. Thank fuck the season is done.
There is no longer any fairy tale, any magic around Leicester City. And most importantly, there is no longer a Jamie Vardy, a defining character of what was our most successful era. As soon as he finally left the training ground after 13 years. Any
that
fight
was depressing, wasn't it? That was depressing.
Instantly evaporated as we put out one of the most woeful performances of the season, simply accepting that our fate is no longer among the finest partners in the Premier League.
Luke, talk to me, mate. Season's over, Luke. Are you happy now, mate? It's over. Are you just glad it's done?
No, I feel like I'm going to be pretty anxious until we play our first game. I really want to see who our starting 11 is going to be. I feel like, we can talk about managers, this and that, points deductions and so much more, but I'm pretty nervous about what's going to entail for the next 2 seasons because we've got 2 madmen behind the wheel in the helm, Kuhn, Top and Rudkin, and it's pretty incomprehensible that they even thought it was even half decent to even interview Steve Cooper, let alone appoint him and then financially back him. So obviously very disappointing, but last time we got relegated, it was like, this is our chance to drain the swamp and start again and come back stronger and build upon something which we laid down the, foundations for. What do? We appoint Steve Cooper, completely toss it in the bin, and now we've pissed away with finances. I'm pretty fucking worried, to be honest with you, dude.
Yeah, go on, Anel, talk to me, mate. How do you sum up the final game of the misery season?
Yet another wet fart from Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, you're probably right. Doc, what do you want to say about it, mate?
I think it's scary, right? This is what we delivered in our most important season I can remember as a Leicester fan in terms of the future of this club. There are exactly 75 days to go before the championship season kicks off. And looking at this today, even with that many days in between the games, it's hard to imagine enough change being made for us to have a positive outlook. One can only hope and one can only imagine, but I think it's very telling that without much fight, Leicester City once again get relegated into the second tier, and it seems like any dream or ambition has been sucked out of place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to say. I was going to say who is to blame. There's so much blame, to be put at different people. I think, obviously, ultimately, Luke, the responsibility has to go on the decision makers at the football club, right? You alluded to it. Steve Cooper was appointed. It was the wrong appointment from the start, and everything after that is just fighting a losing battle.
Well, I believe we're doing the same thing if we appoint Russell Martin. We're still going to be eventually fighting a losing battle, so it's redundant to appoint him in the first place, even if it is short-term, because we haven't got the financial situation to be able to play short-term. We can't keep doing this. The money adds up, having all these different managers. We can't be Watford FC. I still wholeheartedly believe we should have gone for Will Still. We still should even try and go for it now if it's not too late to hijack. I'm not that convinced by Danny Roll, but maybe I will be, and maybe I need to shut my mouth and do some more research on it before I give it large. But I still wholeheartedly think we should have gone for Will Steele. But Steve Cooper, complete shit show. And we can complain about Rudkin all we want. But at the end of the day, it's Kunthoff that's signing off on this and giving this money away. And I don't think he thinks of money like water. And so does Rudkin in terms of the football rules, because obviously look at all the breaches that we keep making.
Yeah, I mean, Anil, coming back to you, mate. I know we spoke about it a little bit during the match, but we've seen photos today of Will Steele sat in the stands of the Southampton game, and I'll ask you something that I asked on Good Morning Foxes this morning. They've got a head start on us. They've sacked their manager. They've sought replacements. They've interviewed replacements. They've picked a replacement, and a good one at that. And now they have a head start on us going into next season because we're now sat around twiddling our thumbs waiting to sack Rude.
For sure. I mean, even if it turns out that Rude is sacked and we had the replacement lined up, I think, no. The problem is, Locks, is this is just like the start of this season where because of PSR, we face uncertainty coming into this season. So it's like, even if we have everything lined up, we don't know. Like right now, I couldn't, if you ask me right now, where do I think we'll finish next season? How can you possibly make that prediction when you don't even know what the case is? We don't know what we're going to be starting on a penalty. We don't know who's going to be in charge. We don't know what players are going to be here. It's all a bit of a mess, which of course is because of the two bozos at the top of the club. That's the big issue. So yeah, I think that's right. And it is a bit worrying. We'll have to see. I will say that generally speaking though, even if you've got a good manager, they can make a difference, but there's a limit to how good the manager can do. Ultimately, it does come down to like how strong is your squad overall, especially in a division like the Championship when you've got so many games. But that's a worry as well, because this squad is going to be way weaker than last time. We're going to be losing many of our good players. So yeah, worrying times, but I agree with you. And I think, maybe even Southampton themselves have learned, because last season, when we went to the Championship, the one thing the club did do well is that I think we had our manager in before Leeds had Daniel Farke in, and I think we had our manager in before Southampton had Russell Martin in, and I think we'd even signed Winks and Cody before those teams really got going. And that's the point. We are going to be competing with definitely Ipswich and Southampton going down, and to a certain extent some of the other teams like Wrexham, Birmingham, maybe even Sheffield United. And basically, every single time we're linked with a player, I guarantee you will be saying he's also been linked with Ipswich, Southampton, Birmingham and Wrexham. That's going to be what the case is. So, who's going to get the luck of the draw or the best signings in? Problem is, it's hard to think we will. Martin Glover's got to pull some magic out again.
Yeah, Doc, do you agree though what we were saying about Southampton, mate? Like, obviously that's just the example I'm using because they've also been relegated. They also sacked their manager. Do you see it as that they've got a head start on us because they've got their replacement already lined up, already in the ground?
Right. They have an individual who's responsible for the footballing side in terms of the tactic formation, who, despite not having the fixture, can already sit and think about what will happen next. I think it's very clear with what we saw today. That's not the case for Ruben Nistelrooy. He won't be thinking about what happens in 75 days. It'll be someone else who we don't know yet.
We got the final table, by the way.
Yeah, let me get that up now. Yeah,
okay. There might be one joyous thing to look at, actually.
Someone is going to Astana FC for their away days, but we are going to not Plymouth, actually. We're going to many places. I think I'm very mixed in my emotions right now. I'm sitting here watching my childhood club in Denmark lift their 16th title, right? Not a feeling that was so unusual with Leicester 4 years ago, the FA Cup 9 years ago, the Premier League. And I think, to me, that's what really rings the saddest, that seeing celebrations like the ones I'm watching right now used to not be an unfamiliar thing. And all of a sudden, any sort of joy associated with Leicester City feels so sucked out as we're sitting here resorting to looking at Nottingham Forest only managing to get a Conference League.
Yeah, so there is the final Premier League table. Obviously, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea and Newcastle getting Champions League. Obviously, Villa and Forest in 6th and 7th. And then going down to the bottom, Leicester City do finish on 18th place, 25 points, 6 wins out of 38. So yeah, we did finish the highest out of the 3 relegated teams, but
you're never saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, just take a look at it, right? Minus 47 goal difference. If we wanted to stay up, 13 more points were needed, plus scoring about 50 more goals.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Look,
We
80,
might have-
80 goals
we-
conceded.
We
Oh
might
my
have
God.
been, and we did the best of the competition, right, in the relegation zone in terms of goals conceded. There's no doubt the rift between the Premier League established clubs and those who come up and try and peek their face in has never been bigger.
And we beat
3-0 will
PSR.
take the mantle. Yeah, 3-0 will take the mantle next year as we head down without much fight. 3.5 million quid more in our bank accounts, but a PSR case looming that will certainly continue to put a damper. A rumored
do you know what
manager
that is?
takeover that will not
Yeah.
put up in Leicester
It-
City.
Even if the season is over, there is the possibility that we do actually go down a few places, because there have been some rumours, like Stefan Borson was saying this on TalkSport, wasn't he? Saying if Leicester was smart, they'd go to the Premier League and say, all right, you're right, deduct us 10 points this season. We'll take finishing bottom of the table. We'll miss out on 6 million or something like that, because it means that we don't start next season on minus 10 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the
Yeah,
end, we
totally.
might as well. This is the joke. We probably should have kept Kieran in Dewsbury Hall and just got penalised by PSR. What's the difference?
Yeah,
We're miles off
spineless
it.
bunch of useless poo
Yeah.
sticks. The most unlikable Leicester team I've ever seen. Hopefully, we won't see most of them again. Well, we are going to end it there. Now, we have something exciting coming up on Tuesday. Well, I say exciting. It's going to be pretty fucking depressing. But we have the call-in show tomorrow at 7 p.m., of course, as always. But on Tuesday, we are going to be going through how to fix Leicester City. How to fix Leicester City. So a lot of information, a lot of analysis, a lot of discussion, a lot of debate. You need to make sure that you're there on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Because it's going to be a good one. It will be a good one, a very detailed one as well. So make sure you're there for that. And I have one request. It's the end of the season. No more watch-alongs for another, I think Doc said 75 days. Listen, I want you all to go over to FFTV, Forest Fan TV, say, bend the knee, you bottled Champions League. That's what I want you to say. Go to Forest Fan TV on YouTube, bend the knee, bottle jobs, something like that. Like that. That's what I want you all to do. But a big shout out to all of you that have joined us in the comment section all year. I think the first watch along we did was Crystal Palace when Connor Cody gave away that fucking clanger of a penalty late on. So thank you for joining us throughout the season on the watch-alongs. If I can remember everybody that's helped us on the watch-alongs, who's contributed to the watch-alongs over the last few months: Luke, Anil, Doc, Manny, Neil. Am I missing any?
I think that pretty much fits the bill from what I remember.
I think that's it. So yeah, thank you to all of you. Thanks to everybody, like I said, in the comment section. Make sure to hit like, make sure to hit subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to him. That's fine. Subscribe and then leave
and then type the message unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Forest Fan, so go to Forest Fan TV and type bend the knee bottle jobs. Bend the knee bottle jobs. We will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. If there is some news on the manager before then, we of course will be live. We could be sat here, lads, at 10 p.m.
in an hour.
Doc's on his ass with a can hanging out his mouth. Copenhagen.
This is one of the weirdest feelings I've felt, man. I'm sitting here watching one of my clubs get relegated, the only two clubs really in my heart. One get relegated, one win the championship. It's a melancholic feeling. It feels very weird. Thanks to everyone who's come in the stream. Thanks to all the good bands, all the good laughs this season. And I think many has said this as well. Not just many, but many in chat have said this as well. That so many of us have lifted each other up when this has gotten tough. Football, right? It's not been fun as a Leicester fan this season. I want to thank BTG for taking me in and giving me a place to speak my nonsense. I want to thank all of you in chats who've been bantering about my haircut, my opinions, or anything else, because that's the only real way we've gotten our way through this season, is having each other to laugh with and banter with, because this football season has been the most painful one I can remember.
Yeah. So, Luke's knackered. It's 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. or something.
Sorry, Luke.
So, sorry for
No, brother, you're fine, man.
Love you, man.
Love you guys.
Final thing from me. Yes, Wolfie ended the stream. He'll be doing his players. He'll be doing his players rating live stream in literally like 30 seconds. So do it there. All right. Cheers all. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.